wanna get it crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody.
Welcome back to VCT Game Changers Asia Pacific Series Open 3 Playoffs Day number 1. We are your casters, by the way. My name is Taylor. With me is Seiya, joining me today on the casting table. But right now, we are on our second series for today. For those who have tuned in, our first game was Bren Esports versus, of course, Aresta, and a clean sweep coming in from Bren Esports Victress with a clean 2-0. Looking forward to this next match that we have here, Seiya. It's going to be an interesting one. X10 versus Fuma.
Definitely, and of course these teams as well, very much not really new towards their names. There's some of the teams just changed their name or changed their team, but still in the same industry, still in the same tournament league. And really excited to see how these new shakeups of teams or this new shakeups of events respectively can really make a difference. So let's start off with the team Fuma here. We have Kamiyu, Meitsu, Whiffy, Hakane, and Iceling here. And of course, they have been pretty much also in the scene quite long. If I'm not, I do remember some of the names, especially with the likes of Kamiyu and Iceling as well, participating from last year's FSL. So I'm pretty excited with these new lineups, how they are able to really get their synergy going.
Yeah, aside from that, we also have their opponents right here. X10 Crit, female, and they've been here for a pretty long time. Alyssa, Baby TZ, Ginny, Muffin, and Polly. It's a pretty strong lineup that we have right here on our screens. And this is a very dominating team as well here in the FSL League or the Game Changers. But a quick information, I actually had an opportunity to talk to one of maybe the founding members of Fuma, because they have lots of teams here playing for Asia Pacific Series, and I've been actually a part of that team way back. I tried playing for Game Changers as well. When the caster tries to play and just a try hard caster, basically trying to play the game. But I had that opportunity to talk to the team of Fuma, and Jang, basically one of the members of Fuma in general for the entire team, basically said that before it's totally different right now than what we have right here, because we've been seeing Fuma yet again from the other opens as well. They've been qualifying a lot as well, but not to the farthest extent. But the thing is, this interview, I just had a quick chat basically and asked, like, how does it feel right now moving forward here in Game Changers? And Jang actually replied to me and said that it's totally different right now because she personally handpicked each member of Team Fuma that we have right here, and they just basically offered these players who actually play the game and wanted to go into the pro scene but doesn't have that opportunity to go into this specific organizations that they would like to be in, or a big organization. So she handpicked these teams and players and put them into one, and now they're here fighting off for their lives on our Open 3.
This is very interesting. Now that you did mention these teams already have the opportunity that they really wanted for quite some time. Now let's see if it is really down to how the synergy wise go, because knowing the likes of X10 Crit female, they've been here for quite some time, and they've been together for multiple opens already. And so I feel like in terms of team play, they've already gotten used to each other. For Fuma Gaming, of course, they do have their own individual strengths, but we have yet to see their team oriented plays here. In terms of the map selection picks, this is quite the opposite of our game or our series number 1. This time we're gonna go in towards the bigger maps that we have. We have a Haven Icebox to boot, and of course another extra for game number three. And this is Haven Ascent and then Icebox, if I'm not
Icebox.
mistaken. So this is quite interesting because usually, again, in terms of best of three series, the common maps that you would that normally teams would select would be the likes of Ascent or Icebox, anything in between those two. But right now, Haven being the first one to be chosen, this is quite the interesting feat as well because I feel like X10 Crit is also quite comfortable in this map. I feel is if I'm not mistaken, this is their pick, and with this, I'm pretty excited how things are gonna go off here. This is the only site with three, with three areas, so a lot of varieties to come from the team.
Actually, looking at the map veto, it was actually picked by Fuma
Fuma.
Gaming,
Oh,
Haven.
nice.
So we are gonna be seeing them in the first map. It is gonna be Haven, but like you said, X10 has been performing on this specific map as well. Not only that, they have Ascent and they also have Icebox. There's so many stats that you could actually take a look at when you try to define the playstyle of X10 Crit here, because they may have been under a different banner before, but right now the same players are playing here in our open three. But looking at Fuma's pick on the attackers, they're gonna be on the attackers first time around, but they're pulling out the KO, the chamber, and Kamiyu Hakane is going for that Sova and the jet pick, and also waiting for the smoke right now. Probably would be an Omen pick as well. On the side of X10 here, Saya.
Mm-hmm. For side of X10, we do have again one of the common picks for the side of Haven. We do still have Muffin using the Jet, Polly for the Omen, Baby TZ using the Cypher. Baby TZ is very much comfortable with the Cypher at this point, specifically for Haven. Ginny with the Breach, getting all of those utilities and flashes going. Alyssa as the Sova here, basically getting their information coming on. I'm pretty much excited, however, when the
Select
next
your
open
agent.
arrives, maybe because the appearances of Fade will come into play, but that's gonna be for the future. But right now, the lineups are quite similar, not really much of a difference. The only difference that they have here, at least the ones that are hovered, are the likes of Chamber and Decay. Oh, and so there are three similar agents respectively for both sides of the team. Haven, considering that this is a three-sided map, it's gonna depend as well on how efficient or proficient they are in using these said utilities as well.
Yet again, this is another storyline that we are looking at. Say, Puma Gaming, one of the underdog teams coming here in the league or in VCT Game Changers. And of course, looking at Camus and the team, she can be a star player as well for the entirety. On the other hand, for the side of for X10, we have lots of players. Baby TZ, who's very capable of that cipher, and who's basically a cipher crack main that we can take and talk about. And aside from that, Muffin on the Jet is a pretty big deal for the rest of the team. So I would say when it comes to statistics on the side of this for this open, it's pretty good for the side of Fuma Gaming on a map like
Mhm.
this, especially Haven. They played it 6 times in total and won six, or rather 5 times out of those six. So 83% rather, when it comes to the win rate for Fuma Gaming. So not too bad, I would say. And like I mentioned a while ago, say it's the first time that Fuma actually found the perfect composition of really serious players. And this time around, it's not just, trying to join in the league, but actually trying to win the league this
Mhm.
time around.
Truly. And the fact that Fuma as well was able to really rise to the tops all the way to coming in from playoffs is also one of the commendable things that we have to take note as well. So you did mention that in terms of stat stakes are quite really good for the side of Fuma Gaming, but as I also would like to take note that X10 Crit isn't really is also a force to be reckoned with. Like again, they do have the capability to adapt, especially in dire situations. So we have yet to see, because look at the current buys that we have right now. They all have ghosts. to aid themselves here. For the side of Fuma, one classic, three ghosts, and one frenzy to boot. So again, 20 seconds on the clock before anything, before we start this game. Pistol rounds are very much crucial, and look at how heavily stacked X10 crit female is in towards mid. I feel like they are opting to go for an either garage take or a window take, depends. But look as well for Fuma. They are also placing themselves in towards mid. That's gonna be a dash in. Make it another for Muffin before getting picked up by Mitsu. Polly with a kill of her own. Mitsu will be taking another kill to get that fallen comrade. Now it all dwindles to a 3v2. They do know that Mitsu is in window, so let's see what type of a defense mechanism will X10 crit do here.
This is now a 3v2 situation. Just playing and trying to find where they can get a pick off. Knowing it's a tree site, we have plenty of opportunity to choose and pick which side you will take on. But on the other hand, it seems like they wanting to go on C. And the problem is there are two players coming in from X10 waiting around the corner. They still have the contrast that is available on the side of the breach
One
that
enemy
we are
remaining.
looking at, and Baby TZ was able to shut down one already. That is Whiffy, and one player remain, and that is Mitsu. Trying to figure out how can she handle this, how can she rotate around. She has the spike on her hands. It's still doable, but you have a lot of headshots to do right here, as Alyssa is just waiting for that perfect opportunity to take the kill, and she finally does it. X10, good start for them. Clean 1-0.
Indeed, let's look at a quick replay, shall we? Muffin really did well for the first, taking two heads before Mitsu taking her down. Polly, however, was able to at least get a kill of her own as well. But the patience for the side of X10 is also really seen here and very evident, because it's either two of the things. It's either you go really aggressive, like how Bren did during the previous series, or you just really wait for your time and play for those peaks and let the kills go to you, as they say. Right now, Baby TZ is playing around towards Cubby here, but there's a big crossfire happening. That's gonna be one from Polly. Mates who will take that trade. Baby TZ, however, will take one off guard with the spec. That's gonna be another spray transfer, making it one. Why would you peek that 1-by-1 once again? Hakane, however, was able to take Baby TZ down, but it all dwindles to a 1v3. Basically cornered towards Cubby here. Look at that equipment coming in from Breach, from Ginny. Was able to reposition, but I feel like they know at this point. Look at that shock dart. Look at that geometry coming in from Alyssa, trying to get some amount of HP decrease, but Alyssa's crosshair already pinned down or pre-aimed in that spot, getting their second point.
Being pushed into that corner, she didn't have a choice but to actually make use of the situation. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to take a pick off, and this is the ultimate poison that Baby TZ just handled through on C Long. She put up the Cypher Cam first up, and knowing and getting that information that no one is around, she was able to take a push and go in the side completely, or go in copy completely, and take those aggressive chances against Team Fuma. But on the other hand, Fuma, this is their buy round this time around with a 2-to-1 trade happening. They can open up the side, specifically knowing they have that gun advantage. But the perfect pop flash is here from Vicky. Vicky taking one, but not going to be able to take another. Alyssa, on the other hand, wrapping around the corner. This is the gun being shown in the whip with Akane, not being able to take in the shot with a 2v2 situation. Polly barely hanging in there with 5 HP remaining, but still alive.
Indeed, and Fuma will be proceeding towards the site. This is going to be audio cue for the other members that they are going for B Polly. Again, with the 5 HP and the Dream, let's see how things are going to go. But they do have an idea already that they are in B, so let's see how they're going to respond to this. Elisa has to really tank things through, and Polly has to be the support here, or it could be the latter as well, to try and bait her out. That's going to be a smoke from the entrance. Going to use that paranoia in towards backside, not going to give them any there. But oh, look at that!
Enemy remaining.
Tap Whiffy for the trade here, but at least Polly knows where Whiffy is at. But Whiffy still, with the reflexes, was able to take Polly from the right and gets their first point.
still too close. Despite having very low HP, she still had that opportunity to make a play. But of course, being spot on is the team of Fuma Gaming. But it's a very expensive round, to be honest, for the side of Fuma, knowing that the other players here of X10 were on pistols only anyway. And despite that, it's only one player that remained, and that is Whiffy. And this can take a toll on the economy that Fuma Gaming have right now. But a round is still a
Scanning ahead.
round here, Saya. And what's important is to get that 13 first. And of course, with Muffin having the early operator, no wonder she's only having that sheriffs a while ago. She wanted that operator. This is going to be an unstoppable force in any case.
So aggressive, to say the
Silence.
least. But look at that. That trade from A Long will get Alyssa a takedown. If I'm not mistaken, that was Kami. That was Akane. But then the trade is going to happen through. But this is still a 4v3 situation. There is also the tripwire from Baby TZ as well in towards Sita, so they can't really enter. But it's also two things. If I think decides to shrouded step, it's still going to be hurt. So regardless, Led is a nice choice to just destroy off the tripwire. So they are going to go and attempt C once again. We do see Weeky from behind, but Muffin will be taking her down from a link. Camera is destroyed here, but that's also
Spike
a
planted.
cue for X10 crit to where their position is at
player
that ping
standing.
already. So Baby TZ nicely takes a trade for the team 1v3 and the Dream. Iceling is quite stuck in this position as well. Unless she was able to isolate the fights, she can get this clutch. But right now, that's going to be the spike defuse. Jack being it, but look at this, a lot of misses for both. But Ginny was able to clean it up for the crew. It was unfortunate though; they weren't able to ping the spike. That could have been, at least Iceling taking Holly down.
The thing is, she was using a Vandal anyway. They would see where the tracks are, and aside from that, the smoke will dissipate. One thing or another, she will still be seen at the end of the day. But that opportunity, like we said, say if they were able to ping the spike, get the spray down, at least opening up before the smoke dissipate, having that opportunity yet again to try and swing for another. But it's really, really difficult. And obviously, X10, they were a better
Revealing
team on
area.
that specific round. 3-1 right now. Fuma Gaming, and yet again, forced to an eco position. They have to make do. And what they have is Muffin gets that kill on that swing. And Fuma Gaming, despite that disadvantage, they still want to peek out.
Again, no wonder why Muffin really just decided to save for during second round. She wanted this intimidation. She wanted this threat on her op to happen, and it's working quite well because right now Fuma Gaming is quite hesitant to enter. And again, at least in this specific round, I don't think that they would have much to do as well unless they are able to get their share of kills done, simply because of weapon advantage that is in the hands of X10 Crit. So Alyssa will be taking one
Caution
down
here.
for the team as well, and towards
Caution here.
Garage here, leaving it to a 2v5. So 45 HP as well for Whiffy. So this is quite a
One
difference,
enemy
even if
remaining.
they are crossfire, so that's going to be
Spike
one. But
down,
Akane
C.
takes the trade. Akane knows that one is in the corner, but decides
30
to shift
seconds left.
the angle. It's going to be a flash as well with the help of Breach, with the help of Ginny, and that is a 4-2-1 scoreline now in favor of X10.
It is inevitable. X10 is a kind of team where they know when to go and they know when to stop the aggression. So looking at it, they know that they have that advantage, and aside from that, they are on a pistol anyway.
Spike
The
down.
flash
C.
waiting on it is just definitely a smart move. The opportunity for the team of X10 to make the lead just go greater and just go higher is definitely there. And Muffin still has that operator. It's just gonna continue and continue on as the round goes on. That it can be an unstoppable force. Smoking off Long is already the side of X10 here. They're trying and preparing for the entry that they're gonna do, but the ultimate coming in from Fuma is working out for them. 2-1 trade right now, but Ginny was able to shut down, making this even for the rest of the team.
Spike planted.
3v3, and this is now the aftershock. Maybe it hits someone, maybe it doesn't, but this is Whiffy. Such a nice opportunity for
From
her
behind.
to go in. Whatever happens, this is
One
now
enemy
Whiffy
remaining.
has able to
remaining.
take one kill, but Baby Easy, she was able to take on the kills instead. In every angle, Seiya, in every angle.
Spike defused.
Notice how Baby TZ quickly her reflexes work. We'll be seeing that later on that replay, but the way that Whiffy had a very good stance that she was already flanking from a garage. Ginny here will be taking one here. Look at the specific. Okay, Ginny takes down. Quick turnaround from Baby TZ and in towards going into C long. We do see Muffin being taken down, and that's another turn for Baby TZ to take the remaining member alive from Fuma to clean up the round. And as you mentioned, in all angles,
You want to
Baby
play?
TZ's
Let's
sense
play.
is immense during that previous round.
She was basically the trade god at that point. Just
Yeah.
getting a kill on those players from the side of Fuma Gaming opened up the side for them, definitely. But on the other hand, that also opened the opportunity for Baby TZ to actually know the information where the rest of the teammates from Fuma Gaming is coming from, and specifically is Whiffy, knowing that she has that perfect angle to actually take on the shots on the tree. But the thing is, they moved forward too much already, and Baby TC was just quite aware of what's happening over the entirety of the map. As a sentinel, this is a must, and Baby TC definitely has that spider sense, as I must say.
Indeed, like the sixth sense.
The
To
sixth sense.
to finding out if there's actually someone behind you, and you know what, I really like that from Baby TC. Very cautious as well. Going back in towards the game, there's no time to use just yet. That's gonna be Muffin missing a shot, but does have the opportunity to reposition. So right now, that's gonna be the cloud burst
30
from
seconds left.
Kamiyu, but we will be paranoid by fellow teammate as well. That's gonna be the recon ball, and Kamiyu takes two. Is it gonna be a 30? Yes, indeed. That was quickly paced for her towards a site, not letting X10 crit, get that breather from a site. So only Polly and Baby TZ remain in towards this fight. Look at all that crossfires coming for the four. They get a fifth here, taking the ace in their second round.
What jet nerf? No jet nerf. It resets when you get a kill anyway. So looking at that, they were able to completely capitalize on those plays. And also this recon just showed everyone on site and just gave the opening to Camille. And with the rest of the team of Fuma Gaming, they're just there to support, the duelists. And exactly like that, Camille opened up the site. 5-2. Fuma Gaming is not yet done and over with. And of course, in this specific round, it is going to be a broken armor for one of the players here of X10. But it's not yet done and over with, as they want to push yet again. Fast.
Another attempt here at A site. I feel like they found that they want to capitalize on it. With that flash by Mates, comes with a Camille entry, taking down Alyssa. So, but look at this. They're making a lot of presence in multiple sites. But until they find really that peaks that they're looking for, that's where they plant the spike as well. Once they, dwindle down the manpower of X10. Really took the time for Fuma Gaming, but at least they were able to find that type of play that they needed in order to close the gap. So that's gonna be the nice ones for that's gonna be Paranoia, but basically is there to trade, make it another before
Spike
Maitsu
down,
takes her
C.
down in the process. Maitsu with a double also takes it for the team, making it all advantageous for her, as Muffin only has an op to work with. 3v2 also in terms of the
enemy
advantage,
remaining.
but Kamiyu really patient in garage, takes one. Muffin for the trade as she takes the operator kill there. But I feel like Mitsu saw Muffin in towards the garage right here. That's gonna be the cloud burst once again, getting into it this corner, checking everyone.
Enemy
And looking
remaining.
can Muffin with a quick set was able to spot a Mitsu, but Iceling cleans it up for her crew with that trade. 5-3 now in our scoreboard.
Good trades happening here, left and right, for X10 and for Fuma Gaming as well. But one of the factors here is Baby TZ's capability to make the shots happen.
Player standing.
Despite that 2-1 trade that they had right here. And of course, obviously, with the
enemy
operator
remaining.
being shut down, this is now the time that Fuma Gaming can create that space. The team basically of X10 is on an eco right now, and they can take control of what will happen in the next and following rounds. Can they make it happen, or can X10 win this round and win this game with just the pistols and of course the marshals as well? This is of the dash that would just dissipate after a while. Polly was able to take a shot and they got two pickups are here already. With just the pistols.
With just the pistols, it's good to thrifty, but right now that's getting paid wire. Ooh, misses the shot, but Polly still
Spike
gets
down,
me
C.
two down. And
player
Sliver's about to work with, but was saved by Baby TZ's Marshall here with the spots out, one from City, but the other members as well going to cloud her out with their presence, and Polly secures this with a 3K, was able to bounce back from the previous round.
There goes the thrifty. And like I said, give this women a sheriff and they would make do of what they have. Muffin is just perfectly aligned with her shots. And yet, time and time again, Puma Gaming is getting caught off guard in this kind of angles that we are looking at. It seems like they check the corners, but they're just not too fast to actually react to it.
Indeed. And this actually is a good call for Fuma Gaming to really have that timeout as well. Because you don't really, since X10 Crit already get that 6 points, you don't really want to stray away from the gap that we currently have in. And this is also a good opportunity for them to take that reset because they managed to find a way to really get points away from X10. And that is to be basically aggressive to a side and not let X10 get that space that they needed to defend it. So right, they just really need to tweak a bit the execution because whenever they change into a site, as I've noticed, the initial plan that they happen to have on A doesn't really reflect on the other sites as well because X10 Crit again having that capability to adapt, they are patiently waiting for these heads to come into their crosshairs.
I really think with X10 basically they have uh this
That's
past
a good
already.
spot.
They have that expectations from the viewers as well and expectations from other or the rest of the teams here in Game Changers that they're gonna perform good. On the other hand, the underdogs aren't doing as bad. And this top class didn't work out for the team, but Polly, the girl remaining here on the corner, will they catch again? Puma Gaming off guard, and yes, they will get a kill. This is made to going down with this blind as well, with the smoke as well. Here coming in from Fuma Gaming, the other players of X10 will be able to hop out, especially with the TP or from the shadows coming in here
Here.
for the Omen. They can definitely use that as well. Alyssa waiting here.
Spike down, attacker
Waiting
spawn.
on grass.
One
the
enemy
opportunity
remaining.
to pick off and Baby Easy wrapping around the corner. She knows the information. They know where the last remaining player is. But the thing is, they have to pick it out, or will they just wait? It's still possible to get that triple kill, but not
Take
gonna
what's
happen.
useful.
As the trade god is here.
Again, the trade capabilities of Baby TZ, it's been happening quite a lot on the rounds that we've witnessed. So let's look at this. Polly really did a good job there. With the help of Ginny's concuss, it's also very helpful. So Alyssa was able to take isolating it down. That's gonna be the trade, however, from Whiffy and Baby TZ once more to get that trade, and then Polly being taken down by Hakane. Again, Baby TZ is also there to rescue and save the day.
She's basically just always ready to get that trade off. That's the comfortability of the other teammates to have that full trust on the rest of the team as well to make a trade happen. And that's exactly what Baby Team is doing right now. Puma Gaming forced to equal. They only have this, of course, because that they have the Spectre and the Bulldog already, and they weren't able to take that kill.
One enemy remaining.
But on the other hand, Extend, just a cleanup crew right here happening on grass, and they're just pushing all
Last
the way
round
to the base.
in the half.
Ooh, that is such an interesting feat. It's like a sandwich on a sandwich. Look at this. They were able to get Muffin down, Alyssa for the trade, and as much as Fuma Gaming attempted to sandwich them from mid, Baby TZ and Polly's crossfire was just there to to just really aid them whenever they needed. And again, X10 being proactive as well in towards the map, and their sense is also tingling from earlier. It's really seen how much of the trust that they have in towards their team is really shown in here.
The last round for the first half, Alyssa was able to take one kill. Rolling Thunder on site already, but the two players from Fuma Gaming was able to pick off some of the players of X10. Muffin was able to secure a kill on the Whiffy though, and the 3v3 situation, the spike is planted already, preparing
One
for the
enemy
post-plan is
remaining.
Fuma Gaming, but it seems like X10, they're on a cleanup mission yet again. Meitsu, the only player remaining right here, concussed and sealed and delivered for the side of X10 is of course that advantage on the first half. A 9-3 scoreline yet again here, Seiya. Will the 9-3 curse happen? That's the question.
It happened earlier in game number 1, but not necessarily a win, but they were able to close up the score. So I can't really tell if there's a chance for Fuma Gaming to really get that 9-3 curse going for them. But now that we do see that they are on the defender's side, and Whiffy being the chamber, I at least in Haven, it's very much effective for a chamber to be, especially in a defender-sided map. So I feel like Fuma Gaming can still get some up rounds to and fro, especially up the coming half once it starts. But for X10 Crit, again, they basically position themselves in a lax manner wherein they can lose a certain amount of rounds. So it's just a matter of them identifying what type of pattern would Fuma Gaming really do for the second half, and then just really base it from there and try to really thrive with their momentum that they currently have here. But what do you think?
Not only that, and I think the chamber pick is actually quite essential for the team. Do you know how annoying it is to play against a chamber that is really, really good? It is
It is.
definitely annoying in ranked games, and it can definitely be here on the next half that we are about to look at, especially if we know that they're going to be on the defense as well. Quick rotations can happen when you have a chamber, and the opportunity to put in the traps as well just allows you to move the map or move throughout the map entirely. And comically, when it comes to a chamber pick as well, you are putting more on that capability to actually get kills and get those frags in. Now there's gonna be a problem with that if the chamber can actually or can't actually get those kills in, because what are the utilities that he has? He has 2 trademarks, yes, and that is finally yet for a sentinel to actually put on those traps. He needs to get a kill to actually be able to pop out that slow for the rest of the team to not go in.
Definitely. And of course, with that, Whippy has to really consider her positioning as well, as they are as she is already in the defender side with her team. So usually you would place the likes of Chamber into where a sniper capability is at, either in the likes of A long or in C side. So that alone is already expected. So I feel like Fuma Gaming would place Swiffy in a position wherein I feel like X10 Crit wouldn't expect. And I think one of those is with a very close to range corners in the likes of Garage, in which I can see right now into the mini map, and or maybe in the likes of the corners of B site or A. It merely depends. But with what I'm seeing right now, with how they're positioned, to say the least, X10 may have an attempt from Garage to C site, or it can depend on the latter to whoever really places down these numbers. And look at that, just like because Whiffy is in a spot where they don't really expect, she was able to get a kill. Hakane with her shock dart was also able to take another. But they are able to plant down the spike regardless, and Whiffy is down in a half health, or less than a half health. But let's see, Polly will be able to spot out
One
Whiffy
enemy
in towards
remaining.
City and isolate Camu for the trades of their own Jimmy with that respective trade. But she is wiping down in a corner, not gonna get one, and Fuma Hakane was able to take Polly down alongside with the other members, peeking with her.
Actually, a pretty clean round coming in from Fuma Gaming and this pistol. You see, Whiffy was able to capitalize, of course, on the TP that he can do. And aside from that, knowing that information after the TP out, they were able to secure the kill with just a shock dart. This is good use of
One enemy remaining.
utilization rather
Player
when it comes
standing.
to Fuma Gaming. On the other hand, it's just crisp aim. Bare crisp aim is X10 female offering here on the table on that specific round. They were able to take the shots in, but of course, because of the usage of utility from Puma Gaming, that wasn't available for them to actually take the round in. 9-4 is the score.
Here.
Muffin slowly draining down the amount of time that they can grab. Using this, Scout is definitely connecting, but Whippy is on the side, creepy out after the kill. It's like an eat and run.
Spike planted.
Indeed.
Right
and
there.
here the spike has been planted once again. 3v3. Actually 4, but Whiffy is in 13 HP and they're green. So let's see how things go. That's gonna be a flash on both sides.
One
Baby
enemy
Teasy to push
remaining.
in towards City. It's gonna be a 2K. Whiffy with the trade taking Polly down. Ginny with a kill of her own taking Whiffy. That is going to be a 1v2. That's gonna be a dash in for Kamiyu. Does spot on
enemy
anyone in the
remaining.
side first, but still
Crispy.
gets Baby TZ in that corner for Ginny to go with that trade. 10-4 into our scoreline right now. Looks like Curse is slightly broken here.
They were able to take the eco, or rather the pistol, on the second half for Fuma Gaming. But here on the second round, where they have to make sure that they have that advantage
enemy
on the
remaining.
guns, but it just didn't happen for the side of X10. They were able to use those kills. They were able to open up the site and making this a 10-4, slowly but surely. X10, they need to buy, or they can actually buy those bundles that they need. Camute receiving some damage. It's gotta hurt, but at 65, they have no healing capabilities at all.
Indeed. I feel like both of the teams also don't really have healing capabilities, but right now we are seeing, again, the difference in how they really use their strategies well. Muffin here will be taking that first person. That has been very tedious for X10. That's going to be another, making it triple. Making he's really cleaning up with a flawless, just like that. It just, if that was one of the fastest rounds that we have, at least in this specific round. So taking a look at that, takes that spray in towards the end, but was able to spot out Camu and the rest of the gang once she had an elevated position, and the other teams just went, just is there for the support. 11-4 already for the side of X10.
Muffin really said she came, she saw, she conquered. Literally, the perfect flash was there set up for her by Ginny, and she took that opportunity to get those kills in. Thankfully, with Ginny's help. Camille, on the other hand, securing a kill on the operator, leaving a spot behind though, because Kane was actually killed off. Muffin just running and gunning with a press W kind of meta,
Spike
but a
planted.
Chamber has that ultimate. Can this actually get a kill? The Tourtivores in action with the grenade coming in from the tail. Wouldn't be spotting anyone. While Whippy, on the other hand, is not anything at all. She takes the kill, but Meisu goes down as well. 3v2 situation here, Thea.
Definitely takes a battle player this time first, but Ginny here will say, nope, I'm the one going to get that kill, as she basically pushes from A,
Match
getting
point.
that 2K. And with that being said, already at match point here, Terror, what do you think Fuma has to do here for them to at least prolong the fight? And this is actually going to be a call for timeout, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it can be a call for a timeout, and they truly need a timeout right now. And looking at X10 and how they play, they're bringing everything to the table. They have everything that you can possibly need to actually win. They have good trade-offs. They get kills quite easily as well, and they have that good defense a while ago. But looking at their offense right now, it seems to be much greater than what we saw already a while ago. They're more comfortable in just pushing. They're more comfortable in just getting the kills, despite the knowledge that they were able to take down one on a short. There was another with an operator on a long, and because there was no one rotating towards a site, the Jet was left alone there. Camillo was left alone on A, and that operator just literally vanished in front of their eyes. And yet again, this is X10 just bringing every card to the table and making sure they get rounds every round that they can.
Indeed. And again, for this, you did mention every round counts if they are able to win it for a fifth point, they can't really afford any, amount of mistakes or errors in terms of how they position themselves here. But for the side of X10, knowing that they do have that momentum, again, they can really spring wildfire here. And to start it off, look at that utilities. It's basically shoving them in a, a certain ground or a certain position. They do know where Polly is here, so look at that. Already stand by. The teammate was able to destroy the camera. That's gonna be 1-4. Kami is gonna be another here as Polly tries to push in towards that box. We get a 2K for Kamiu as well. Then she brings
player
here.
standing.
Ginny and Alyssa will be taking straight Hakani with a 2K. Enough though. That's gonna be another for Ginny, to say the least here. It is a 1v2. They do know that Ginny is in a long, but up to what extent? Because right now we're seeing the drone coming in from Hakane. So I like the strategy of Ginny here. Just decides to not go in towards a short and just go in the likes of a link, using this concussion as well to just create presence, to have that impression that she is from short. This is actually a good play for her, but will it be effective though? The spike hasn't been planted just yet.
It seems like the
30
players
seconds
of Fuma
left.
Gaming, they're still expecting Ginny to come from a short, and it truly kind of worked with how she used the concuss there. No one is actually looking on spawn. Ginny, she might be able to get the shots in.
enemy
The trigger
remaining.
discipline is definitely there, but the whip as well. Almost, but it's not enough. That's what she said right here. Extend. It was the underhand. The trigger discipline was there. Just the last shot not connecting at all.
Definitely, but let's look at that quick replay, shall we? So there are a lot of trades that happen from both sides of the teams in here. Ginny was really doing a good job in making her presence known towards a short, hence the crossfire. But then again, she misses the last shot, as you mentioned, against Hakane. Well, what could have been the better play there could be. It's understandable why she started with Polly first, with Icelink first rather than Hakane. Simply because if Ginny started off with Hakane first, then there's the trade that could have come from Icelink. So that, I guess, that is understandable. But then again, Ginny, I think that was like not the best aim that she had during that moment. And of course, Hakane went there for the shutdown. But we're gonna have a quick technical pause right here, so at least our games are a bit prolonged, as Fuma Gaming really took that 5th point.
Just the adrenaline probably
Mhm.
rushing through their hands right there on the latter part for the side of X10. But that was a chance. And of course, still, they have lots of chances. They have rounds to lose here, basically, for X10. In a 12-5 setting, it's proven quite difficult for Fuma Gaming. This is basically their last opportunity to make something happen, to try and go for an overtime. This is already match point for X10. And as we look into their buys, of course, with the chamber having other utilities, she decided to just go and force it out with a Spectre on their hands. On the other hand, X10, they're just chilling here, playing for picks, trying to see where they can go. And we all know what they can do. As of course, the blind comes in, the players comes in as well. You have to be really
I
careful.
know
Whippy is just
exactly
right
where
around the corner, but this ultimate, the neural depth, will definitely show all the information that X10 is looking for. Hakane was able to spot one with the Hunter's Fury blindly and get that kill, but it is still on the side. It is being planted, the spike is there, and they are in a pole championship.
Indeed, and Polly here just starts it off, taking Whiffy down in towards Garage. They do know some people are in city. Liking that ankle isolation from Polly, and just like that, the
Attackers
other
win.
members from behind really, concluded this game number 1 of match 2, making it, X10 Crit's victory here with a 13-5.
Really fast trade-offs happening, especially or specifically for X10 Crit female team that we have right here. On the other hand, Fuma Gaming, time and time again, we've seen that chances where they can actually pull off a lurk and actually pull off those kinds of lurk that they are having, especially with the chamber as well. But on the latter part, especially knowing that X10 has the capability to trade. They have the opportunity and utility as well to get those kills in. They just took advantage of that and just went on and trying getting those rounds again on the side of Fuma Gaming that we just saw.
Indeed. And Accent Crit, again, just basically took advantage of the momentum that they possessed earlier. Let's look at the quick rundown of the scoreboard. Both of the Jets were able to really pop off and become MVPs of their respective team. Kami with a 1.1, KDA 246 ACS, 14 kills. Muffin, however, really skyrocketed into 19 kills, 314 ACS, and 2.3 KDA. The other members as well, you gotta commend them. Specifically with the likes of Baby TZ and Polly, as well as Ginny for X10.
Basically everyone.
Yeah, basically everyone. Yeah, to TLDR, because they were able to really sync up the utility usage for the team. You gotta commend Fuma Gaming. We also see some amount of highlights as well with the usage of each respective teams, and the recon balls also paved the way for Kamiyu. But a quick again rundown of the objectives here. We do have X10 really getting off the charts, 14.4k damage, 30% headshot percentage, and 10 frag wins with 3 objective wins.
We are seeing and looking at right now game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, has finally come to an end, and it's on the side of X10 right now. Remember, it was actually a map selection or a map pick coming in from Fuma Gaming. Next up, or next game, this is a best of 3 series, by the way. So we are down and going straight to game number 2 later on. And later on, also, we're going to see the highlights of that first game that we had. I just want to talk about, and later on, we're going to see that highlight anyway. Was the time the Sova actually recon for Muffin. It was the perfect recon to actually, or rather it's the other way around for Fuma Gaming, to actually get those kills in. And this is exactly what Fuma Camille was able to take the ace this time, if I'm not mistaken. That recon definitely helped out for the team. And also that opening, the confidence was there on those blades. But yet again, it wasn't enough all throughout the entire match. It just so happens that X10, they're a better team.
One enemy
Indeed. Again, it's a matter as well on how X10 places themselves towards the map. You already saw Muffin earlier from here, and again, the W and the spray is evident as how they are able to position themselves really well to be able to get those clutches ready, or to get and secure all of those rounds. Them basically, just other than placing themselves in a good position to lose these rounds, they weren't really complacent all through, and they just really stuck to the game and really treated this seriously. Again, for the side of Fuma Gaming, however, they still do have that chance in game number 2, which is Ascent.
It's not yet over here, because that was just game number 1. When we get back, it's gonna be game number 2. The map is gonna be Ascent, and it's picked by X10 Crit Female. But right now, we're just gonna go in a very short break. Don't go away, because Valorant Game Changers Asia Pacific Series Day 1, week number 1, Open 3 will be right back.
Wanna get it crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. Everybody round, everybody round. We wanna get it crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype.
We back again, we back again. I'm bouncing up before they count to 10. We back again, we back again. Tell your mother, brother, sister, and your friends. We back again, we back again. I'm bouncing up before they count to 10. We back again, we back again. Tell your mother, brother, sister, and your friends.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Valorant Game Changers APAC Series FSL Series Open 3, and we'll be your casters again for tonight. My name is Zaya, and with me is Tayror. So earlier, we guys have witnessed how X10 Crit was able to win it out against Fuma Gaming on Heaven with a score of 13-5. Right now, take note that Haven was the Fuma Gaming map pick. So in towards this specific round on map 2, this is Ascent. This is chosen by X10 Crit. What do you think are the stakes right here, Tayror?
A lot is at stake, basically, because X10 right now is definitely on point, and it's proven quite difficult to actually go up against them. And we've said this before the game started anyway. The odds are actually on the side of X10. But not to denote, here is Fuma Gaming being able to, you know, they have that foundation. They just have to work around it and how they can figure it out, because they have that good selection of agents that work really well with each other. But there's something lacking when it comes to the composition that they have as the rest of the team, because for the side of X10, it was just full on 100% as we move forward. Like you said, this is going to be the second game, and it's a map picked by X10 Crit. And this is going to be, of course, Ascent. Very much so. Everyone has played this map. Every team has played this map. And it's basically the first few maps that we have here in Valorant. So I must say, the odds is still in favor of X10, but you never know. Anyone can surprise us here.
Definitely, of course. Again, this is just stats wise, and of course, we do see X and Crit be very much experienced here, especially in the likes of Ascent. We've also seen some amount of clutch plays for this team, so it's also interesting. It's also quite expected as well with a team such as X10 Crit. On the other side, though, Fuma Gaming has been really climbing up the ranks here, all the way up to playoffs. So even though into game number 1 they really didn't have that outcome that they wanted to, especially in the map pick that they have, I feel like, you know, there is some amount of plays that they can do here for Ascent, unless of course space is given towards X10 Crit, because you know, if X10 Crit is given space, they will thrive in it, and that is one of the things that Fuma has to basically take note of.
Literally exactly what you said. If X10 has that space, they will take up that space. They wouldn't even ask a question if, can I take up this space? They're just gonna go for it because it's right there on our faces and it's just up for grabs. And a lot is at stake here. Your slot to moving towards the playoffs, your slot moving towards the next open, climbing up the leaderboards as well is very important. Fuma Gaming right now is in the top 8, if I'm not mistaken, in the 8th place. And they pretty much need this, dire need of this points to actually come up and be up more in the leaderboards. And right now with the Ascent pick coming in from X10, this can be difficult for the entirety of the team of Fuma Gaming, but it can be historical as well. Yet again, it's an underdog team. And with underdog teams, we don't typically look at them because we are too busy looking at the top one spot. But other team here can just swoop.
There's still basically a chance for Fuma Gaming to really force out that game number 3. They just really have to be cautious in terms of how they take their place or which fights that they choose to go for, because again, during game number 1 we've seen how aggressive X10 is, and it was really enough for Fuma Gaming to really get intimidated by it, which was also a similar case from our series 1 from earlier. So right now Fuma Gaming basically has to really set the tempo accordingly into towards their favor. So with that being said, we're going to start it off here in towards our game number 2 between, once again, Fuma Gaming and X10 Crit. Pretty excited to see how things are going to pan out because they do have slightly similar lineups in here for both sides of the team. If I'm not mistaken, let me take a quick peek. Actually, it's an almost mirror fight. The only difference is their smoker. Basically, Polly getting that Astra. She really loves that Astra. And Iceling still sticking up with that Omen.
True. And despite that, I've seen a lot of teams still use the Astra, knowing that we had the nerf with the Astra and knowing also they buffed other agents such as, of course, the Stim Beacon of Brimstone and also the smoke capabilities of an Omen. They changed that up, but we go back to the roots, the comfort pick of X10 and what works best for them. And if they feel that it's an Astra, they have those utilities that they can definitely play around with. And it's quite obvious that this team has complete utter communication with the entirety of the rounds that we've seen. The trades that happen, it's quite obvious that they talk to each other as an entire team. And it will set the tone when it comes to the pistol round for sure.
Pistol rounds very much are crucial here. I agree with you on that. But look at how both of our teams are positioned at the moment. It's as if they're basically letting Baby TZ, they put their trust in Baby TZ to secure or at least, try to hold off A. Before they really go for that rotate, because look, they're heavily stacked towards A side. So maybe if Fuma Gaming here is planning to really push all the way with, if I'm not mistaken, with Kamiyu again leaving that space. I assume that she's gonna dash in maybe the likes of Generator or whatnot, but actually they're going in towards mid. Baby Easy, however, started out teammates to Kamiyu for the trade. Polly to avenge her fallen comrade here with a shorty. Baby TZ and Ginny goes for that beautiful double peek. Iceling for the trade, but not really going to falter too far as Ginny secures game the round 1 into their hands.
They basically chatted up and say all mid, pistol only, and that basically happened. That's the story of our first round right here. But I guess one of the players of Fuma Gaming was out in the open, literally out of tiles, so they weren't able to go back as soon as they got the kill. And yet again, the trades were there for X10. Fuma Gaming, on the other hand, they were split up on the sites and split up on mid and also going to a side. So it's totally different and it's totally difficult to actually just move in. Now the run and gun is happening for the side of X10. Whiffy was able to secure 1 kill though, a very important one towards Muffin. They can still, or it is still doable, especially with the dink coming in from Mitsu. But they have to make do of what they have. They only have classics right now. Pop flash happening, but it's not going to be connecting to anyone as the doors on each court is closed already, setting up all the utilities and all the traps that they could possibly take on site. X10 is just here to actually finish off and
One
clean up
enemy remaining.
what they have left for the side of Fuma Gaming, and they wouldn't be able to actually have that chance to actually hop on site.
Definitely. Again, weaponry is also a thing that you have to look forward to. That this is the reason why pistol round is very much important, because it dictates whether you'll win the second round of the game. And X10 Crit again demonstrated it pretty well here. And I like it how they still stuck with the cubby or the catwalk strat. Because again, they used it into pistol, they won. So basically the mindset here is if you use it again here in this specific site, you basically have that mind games wherein, oh, they have better guns, maybe they'll go into a site. But if you use this similar strat again, basically it was demonstrated off of how Fuma Gaming was caught off guard. Now this is a bonus round for X10 Crit. They do have the luxury to just play around the map right here. But meanwhile, Fuma Gaming, knowing that they do have the necessities or the weaponry for this, I feel like they can be able to win this round if ever they play their cards right.
Exactly. The momentum here can definitely shift.
Player
Ice Thing was able to
Spike down
secure that
mid.
triple kill on this round. Here we go. This is the cleanup crew that Fuma Gaming has right now. But yet again, it was a bonus round for X10. What was important for them is to actually take on kills at least, to make sure that the damage has been done on the economy. And they were able to do that. They were able to take 2 kills out before they completely diminished off the map. And this would take a toll on the economy. On the other hand, Fuma, they still have that amount of money to buy off whatever they need. But the damage has been done. They get around. What's important is to get this next round for them.
Definitely. So here we do see again another super press. You're not going to detect anyone, to say the least. They were able to really get out of that suppressed range. But then again, right here, you see, oh, that recon belt so
Spike
beautiful.
down.
So there's the respective fate for both, but Muffin will secure Hakane there in towards almost Belong. That's gonna be a 3 versus 4. Ginny with the 3 HP and the Dream. She has the spike, so the teammates have to give space for her here. But okay, the spike has been planted another. She is a boat. As Polly takes one from a Bamboo, will be taking another as Mate2 was really caught off guard as she throws that grenades that she has. So look at this, a little bit of a patience for Iceling here, but look at all these angles. Ginny here is basically saying, okay, let me take the bait, let me offer you myself here as I take a quick peek. That's gonna be one. Now they know, they already secure where Iceling's location is at. So it's just a matter of patience for X10 Crit at this point. But Iceling gets 2 in the process, only for Polly to shut it down for a 3K, getting their third.
Last player standing.
Ice Thing was just going for that kill offs, or rather the end kills that she can possibly get because she cannot do the retake completely. It's swarmed already basically by X10 right then and there. And Iceling, despite that disadvantage, she at least was able to take those 2 exit frags that she was looking for and make a damage towards the economy on the side of X10. Other than that, they're gonna be forced on an eco in this specific round. They have to show progress, and they pushed in, but they're quite suppressed right now for the side of Fuma. But that one tap ahead towards Ginny, maybe they have that chance, but the shotgun wouldn't actually have any damage at all. Muffin was able to secure 2 kills already, and this is now a 4v2 situation. Fuma Gaming, they decided to have that synergy of being aggressive, specifically in a pistol round like this, and it's working out when it comes to Iceland getting those shots in. But is it going to be enough to actually win the round?
Indeed. And you just basically said it. You took the words out of your mouth. So right now, it's a 3v2 weaponry, not really in the hands of Fuma Gaming at the moment. So let's see how they're gonna go from here. The quick dash there reposition recon vault really helpful, but all of that fiasco leaving Baby TZ to really eradicate them off this round. And that was a good job for Muffin to really play the distraction game here, just so that Baby TZ's presence is hidden.
That was still a little bit scary for the side of Extendo. On the other hand, for Fuma Gaming, this is the factor where you have only an eco, so you would think that there's nothing to lose, right? Now you gain this specific amount of confidence in actually pushing and actually getting those kills because you got nothing to lose. You don't have any vandals, and you know you're going up against these players that had that advantage. And with that, they are able to gain that confidence boost. But other than that, they weren't able to get that round. On the other hand, this is already pop action happening and using the ultimate of the KO as well. Fuma Gaming was able to secure 2 kills here, but the trades happening left and right. Alyssa very low on HP as Pole is still full. This ultimate, or rather this dash coming from the Omen, will connect to the last 2 remaining players. But Pole securing that kill. Alyssa needs to be covered right now.
Last player
Winnie
standing.
was able to take on the kill. 6 HP and a dream. 2 shock darts remaining for her. 1v1. Whippy.
She's
Will
buying
it be
time.
Whippy? Will
Buying
it
time.
be Alyssa? It is gonna be Whippy. And securing that defuse, securing that round for the side of Fuma Gaming definitely is gonna be there with low HP. It's not quite possible for them right now.
That's a very, close call, to say the least, for X10. I mean, I understand the logic behind Alyssa while she decides to, bring around Rosie in the process. She wanted to buy some time for that spike to be defused, but it's understandable. She only has a 6 HP and the dream, and it can only go for so much. And Whiffy is right there, was able to save the day, getting their second point. But right now, it's still a bit too early to conclude, but X10 Crit at the moment does seem to have the momentum here, so I feel like they may go back into the basics and at least just get a site controlled. But when I speak of basics, I think I meant during round number 1 where they try to take catwalk once again.
This is actually right now a push coming in from X10. And three of the players are just flanking on
Spike
their
down
side. I
A.
don't think X10 is gonna
Enemy
be
remaining.
or will be able
Last
to
player
open up the
standing.
side definitely, but Baby TC was able to spot too.
I
And
have
this
the
is now
spike.
down to 1v1 situation yet again. Alyssa on the aim is just crisp, and they just get the round quick and very fast. This is how X10 plays. Fuma Gaming trying to step up and actually trying to get that momentum back to their side. Getting these kills is very
down
essential,
A.
but the trade-offs coming in
Enemy
from
remaining.
X10 is just too
Last
much.
player
I have the spike.
Definitely, the trade-offs as you've mentioned earlier as well, and I like it because if you noticed, Tay, that X10 Crit, whenever they kind of lose a round, they manage to bounce back and with a speedier case and in a much faster rate. Notice how whenever Fuma Gaming tries to steal a round from them, they are able to enter the site with
Spike
much
down
prowess and
A.
actually clean. But yeah, as you mentioned, speaking of that shot, Ricky was able to take that share. Neon taking Ginny away, so there won't be any suppress coming in. So that was actually a very close call for the others. That's going to be the lockdown for the Killjoy. You sense a flank coming in here. Very nice taps from the process
One
as
enemy
well.
remaining.
Muffin takes one.
Spike
Mix
down
and Whiffy
A.
will be taking down, especially using their respective utilities. And I think that's thrifty.
It's a very good decision making coming in from Fuma Gaming actually. When we say that X10 was setting up the pace, Fuma Gaming was actually ready to take up that pacing as well. They were able to rotate around the team members of X10, make use of the utilities that they have, like the nades from the KO, and just completely diminish, especially knowing that there was the lockdown from the Killjoy as well. They might be able to actually secure and just keep them in a corner, in a very tight corner where they can't do anything. And exactly like that, how Fuma Gaming was able to take that round. But yet again, another round, another day for the side of X10 to actually make a shot happen. This is the pop flash not connecting,
Spike
but on the other
down
hand, it will connect for Camino with that operator. They go back a little bit here.
going back a bit here, which is also quite understandable since we do see X10 not really having the best of weaponry at the moment. And Kamiyu as well, of course, with that operating prowess, she was able to really heighten the threat towards A main. So now it kind of forces the members of X10 to really rotate. As you can see right now from spawn, they're trying their best to crawl their way towards B site.
Waiting game, I suppose, is in the hands of Fuma Gaming. A while ago, it was fast and done. This time around, we're going in a slow pace here with X10 forced to an eco. They have to make use of the pistols that they have right now. The turret is going to be a problem. It's just going to delay them for a little more. But Muffin doesn't care. He's just going to go in and try to take side, clear side, and the back as well.
30
Molly,
seconds
on the other
left.
hand, stuck in the middle, trying to make sure that the enemies don't go
Spike
in or actually don't put. With this drone that we have right now, they detected one player, but still had it with a shot and killing off Baby TZ, opening up the side again for the retake on the
Player
team of
standing.
Fuma Gaming. Nice flash there coming in from the Omen, and the other team members of Fuma Gaming just swarming in for Jinny. The only person remaining with one bullet. It's not gonna happen anymore. Fuma Gaming takes this round, making it a 3-5.
Definitely, and I think it's a 4. Oh, it's a 4. There you go, 4-5 this time. They were able to win it out. At least Fuma Gaming is starting to really set their footing in towards this map. So again, Ascent, this is again X10 Crit's chosen map, and I feel like Fuma Gaming here is really thriving or really doing their best to really get as much points as possible so they can really force it into game number 3. But this is going to be a call for a timeout. I feel like it's like Fuma. There you go. Since again, I feel like Fuma here, since they started to, oh, actually it's X10, since they do have started, which is also a good point, they do have started to see that Fuma Gaming is trying to set their footing here, and maybe the winning streak is also happening. I feel like they wanted to reset that, or maybe they do want to discuss something on how they are able to get that site, because again, their tactics are slowly starting to falter because Fuma Gaming is starting to adapt. They already know how to counter out the ones from Catwalk and also from A main with having Kamiyu for the team. And of course, B side as well, with all of those utility usage that's basically denying the entry points against X10.
Exactly. And aside from that, they're using a killjoy. So obviously, when the traps are off and maybe TZ is right around the corner, they can't use those traps altogether. On the other hand, for Fuma Gaming, they know how to rotate quickly, and they're actually pinching down the players of X10 here whenever they have the opportunity to do so. With 4 players being detected on B main, this would put an alert basically on the players of Fuma Gaming, which is waiting on B side. And basically for the team of X10 right now, the goal is to get that pick off, play for picks, maybe push whenever it gets mid control. And this is quite possible for the rest of the team, but let's see what they can do as of course the blind comes in from the Omen, and time is dwindling down for this dash coming in from Muffin. Will she be able to use it? This is not enough time and too much pressure to think of. Clearing out the mid, no alarm bottle whatsoever to be detected coming in from. And of course, with the ultimates for the side of here we have Fuma Gaming with their chaos. Lot of threat for the players right now. They're going in.
And basically, they're going to depend on the aim duels here because they are suppressed. Alyssa will be taking one as well down in towards market. Camu, who with the operator, who's been very tedious to work with as well. 2 versus 5 this time. I feel like the timeout is starting to work out for X10 at the moment. We'll be spotting out Nixie as well in towards market, and with that spray down from Muffin in towards B long, secures their 6 point.
Good dissemination of information is what happened with when it comes to X10. They were able to have that information, gather that intel that someone was actually on Switch, and that was the KO if I'm not mistaken. And because of that, they were able to pinch him down despite being inside the smoke, and also the last remaining player on CT as well. The timeout definitely helped out level things for the side of X10, making this a 6-4. On the other hand, they still have an operator on the side of Fuma Gaming that they definitely need to shut down if
Without
they
a
want to move around the
concealment.
map comfortably.
Truly, I mean that shutdown is also very much vital for them if they really want to make things work. But right now, looking at this, Ice Lane will be starting it off, taking Muffin down, who's been giving space for X10 Crit here. So let's see how they are going to respond to this, since again, one of the basis or the dependence of X10 Crit is basically Muffin, for them to really try to take hold of the site. So right now, the Dole's not really gonna spot out anyone. Made to here, really pushing out her flashes towards Cubby. It's gonna be a quick down there, but nice cloud burst from Kamyu, and that's gonna be the kill as well, taking Polly down. Maitsu with the kill of her own. Jinny with the trade here will be tapping down Kamyu from Wine, which is actually good feat for her. So right now she's facing the spike under heaven. The drone will be
Spike
spotting
planted.
her out by a glimpse, not necessarily placing a tracer back there, but again, it still managed to keep the job done. The information was very much vital as well. So look at this interesting crossfire. They're facing
One enemy remaining.
this area. Look at this. Akane and Iceling will be taking a respective spray down to take the two members of X10 Crit, getting their fifth point.
No, you don't
Retake from Fuma Gaming right there. They were able to capitalize on the recon,
Last round
detecting the
before the
players
switch.
of X10 and making sure they move out of their location if they don't want to get pinned down. But that immense amount of pressure on a short didn't allow X10 to actually make a move and get those kills any longer. Camille was able to save the operator as well. During that time, she was stuck on A main. On the other hand, it's still not enough for X10. There is still something that Fuma Gaming is showing right now that X10 seems to not or cannot cancel. And I think it might be those flanks that they are protecting and that they're doing as well.
Indeed. So I feel like X10 here, I think needs to relax a bit. Okay, and here, look at how they kind of like really fall back a bit. I feel like they're trying to wait for Fuma Gaming to just push for them, and then just try to really increase the manpower for their side. But until then, no actions so far. We do see Muffin really ready to take on someone from mid, from high mid, and of course as well as Kami through mid link. So anyone who could peek otherwise, I feel like the first one to whoever takes the first to kill could basically get the momentum going. But right now, there's no casualties just yet.
A very brave pick when it comes to the guns for the side of X10, knowing that they are supposed to be the one pushing and Muffin is supposed to be doing an entry, opening up the space for the rest of the team. But I guess
30
she
seconds
has the
left.
Blade Storm. She chose this operator. They're playing it low here. The nature of the KO will delay the players, but Muffin is already on side trying to look for a player right here. The right click, and no more blades for her to play around with. 2v4 is the name
Spike
of the game
planted.
right now. 5-6. One more round is up for grabs
want
here
to
for the
fight
two
it?
teams that we have. We're finally seeing an ultimate coming in from Polly rather, and this would just not
Right there.
allow Fuma to make a
This
good
is
entry or
destroyed.
make a good positioning here, especially for
Bomb
the
grenade.
retake.
Truly tries to wall back from hell in hopes to get someone out there, but that's definitely another suppress happening. And Muffin and Ginny with a beautiful crossfire was able to get them down, and that's going to be the 7th point for
Switching
X10
sides.
Crit, and that will conclude our first half of this game number 2. Again, having X10, leading again by at least 2 points this time on the map Ascent.
We are still here in a halftime break, ladies and gents. Don't be shocked that you're seeing the casters now. The game is not yet
Finished yet?
finished,
Yeah.
basically, for the teams that we have right here. But of course, obviously, X10 right now on a lead. Just 2 rounds that they have right now against Fuma Gaming. And this can be doable or returnable when it comes to the second half. Obviously, when it comes to the pistol as well. But that first half, it seems like Fuma Gaming, they have a good handle when it comes to retakes and also those rotations that they're looking at, and they seem to be more comfortable in this map compared to Haven.
Truly. And like I feel like okay, for game number one it was basically Fuma Gaming's pick, but really didn't turn out, or I feel like it was a bad game for them, to say the least. It's one of those games. But for now, here in towards Ascent, I mean, you can really understand the stakes are quite high for Fuma Gaming, because if they don't really get the points that they wanted, basically it's another sweep that we will get to witness, and that's in the hands of X10. So far, in terms of scorelines, yes, you did say it is quite closer here in towards Ascent. So they really have to capitalize everything up to this point, because this is 7-5, although that there is a 2-point difference. Again, they don't really want to give fully away the capability of X10 Crit to have that momentum. So they really have to do their best here in towards this next half, and of course, with the amounts of utilities that they do show from earlier, it is really time to dish it out. So in towards that pistol round, X10 Crit really capitalize on Catwalk from mid cubby going into A. So this time I want to see how Fuma Gaming is going to really have their take here once they are in attacker side.
Exactly. And I think they have that confidence as well moving forward in this second half. And the defense is quite good. And knowing Ascent as a map, it's really difficult to do an entry, especially if you have a proper defense here. And I really think that X10 has that card, a good
Mhm.
defense. They have it on their deck right now. And as you can see, I just want to say as well, the amount of pressure that Baby TZ was able to do on the first game can now be showed off here on our second half as well, because this can make more trade-offs happen, and Baby TZ was the trade god during that first game that we just saw
Mhm.
and witnessed a while ago, and it might happen yet again here on the defense specifically.
True, I agree, because again, Killjoy and attacker side not really your best bet, but when it comes to defender side, I feel like that is where
Blocking sight.
the pick of Baby TZ really
Here.
thrives. And I think this is also a similar strategy for X10, only instead of Catwalk, they basically went towards mid and market and also B main. So they're trying their best to capitalize their presence towards B, but they were able to enter the bamboo with B. Will be taking Muffin from the Catwalk, very nice attention to the flank mates, who will take one Elisa for the trade. It's gonna be another here. Guns out,
down.
guns blazing. Kami
One
takes
enemy
it, one
remaining.
down. Make it another here. Really
predicted
fast
this.
on her feet.
All right.
And
I
Whiffy
did.
was able to spot out Polly, who's also flanking from mid. Will get their 6th point.
Such a clean round coming in from Fuma Gaming. Only one casualty on this pistol round. This will give them the opportunity, of course, to buy those Spectres. But let's just take a quick look on the replay right here. 1-to-1 trade just happened, but Camille won the battle against Jin right there, opening up the side
Enemy
completely for the rest of the team of Fuma to actually come in. She's been quite a star player from the first game all the way here to the second game. Not only that, Isling's aim is actually crisp.
It is quite crisp, to say the least. But look at this. Speaking of crisp, Baby TZ takes one, but Mates takes a double for the team as well. Literally leaving the site open for the taking. So this is now a 4v3 fight. Take note that there's not a lot of weapon usage to use for X10, so it can be assumed that Fuma Gaming wins this out, unless of course they do something really different about this. It takes a slow peek from B long, and I feel like the bamboo should be washed out, but again the crossfire is there. Mates
remaining.
will the triple make it a quad. It's gonna be an ace here. No, as Muffin shuts her down with a Bucky inside that smoke, and I think I've done my purpose. I'll
Blocking
just go
sight.
back here real quick, and just like that, because the spike, I don't think she would have the time to defuse at this point, so maybe some exit frags to and fro here, but they really went to the other side, and just like that, Fuma Gaming was able to equalize the board.
7-7, like you said, the lucky 7 up the boards right now. But who's gonna be lucky getting this specific game? Looking at the quick replay,
remaining.
Matsu, looking at it, had that perfect opportunity. Muffin cannot do anything more after that kill. Obviously, with the Bucky, it's too far off, and you just don't have that opportunity because all the players of Fuma Gaming will definitely just stay out and stay further from you, and all you can do is just wait basically for the round to finish. Shutting down this recon is a big help, but also the suppress and the fucking comes in just the perfect timing from X10 Crit right here, getting those shots in, just good usage of utilities. The beauty of having an Astra, I'd say.
Astra Killjoy combination once again pops off for X10. And again, this basically proves my point. The fact that whenever Fuma Gaming tries to get a point away from X10, they are able to bounce back and in the fastest rate possible. They were able to read between the lines that, oh, okay, Fuma Gaming may be pushing B main as fast as they could, or rushing, since they were able to play around mid. They were able to play around side with the late pushes. So that alone is already very a good staple for X10 Crit. So I feel like Fuma Gaming is not gonna do that instance again.
This can be deadly. The dink was definitely felt right there. Hakane receiving so much damage. 24 HP remaining for him. And Muffin was able to secure one kill. That is Iceling, taking out the smoker of the team of Fuma Gaming, knowing that they are attackers. This is going to be quite difficult. They can't smoke anything off aside from those jet smokes that they can use, but it's only one remaining. And they have to clear out the site. They have to clear out angles here. And one of the storyline right now and one of the factors is that kill coming in for the side of Fuma Gaming. Baby TZ is out here for V4 situation. Waiting game for Polly as she sees all the utilities being thrown already on side. Just getting that information. With the nade coming in from Ginny, this will stop players from actually pushing on Heaven.
Down A.
Taking that one kill, but Hakane receives the kill. Another Camille on the other
enemy
hand,
remaining.
taking
I
that
got 30
2K.
seconds left.
Will open up the side definitely, but Polly is still here waiting patiently. They still have that time, 22 seconds to find where Polly is, and 20 or rather 17 seconds to plant the spike all the way to B side, Saya.
Spike planted.
Definitely, and Polly's already making her way towards mid side here with the Bulldog and the Dream trying to rush in towards Market. So take note, there are two people that are capable of flanking her in the process, but spots out a gun, takes one. Kamiyu is going to be taken down. This could be an opportunity for Polly to check it out. That's going to be long as well. She's going to be suppressed here on the matter, but I think she can put it in a half. But look at that beautiful grenade here in towards the spike, placing some smokes right here in the process as well, just so that she can't be identified to where her location is, forcing them to push inside. Takes one, is it good? Another yes! With that beautiful rush coming in from Polly. Will she make it though? In towards that defuse. No! With 3 seconds to spare, but still, you know, managed to get the job done for Fuma Gaming as they were able to tie up the scoreboards. But Polly was so close in that she was able to get two heads as compensation.
Imagine if she had that
30
perfect
seconds left.
timing and actually get those kills and get the defuse in. Would be a call for a replay, but unfortunately, despite getting those 2K, shocking the rest of the teammates of Fuma Gaming here, she still wasn't able to defuse the spike, and a round is a round for Fuma Gaming. They take one yet again, making this an 8-8. Still fair fight, and right now we're seeing the closest probably fight that we are seeing right now from Fuma Gaming and X10. It's already big of them to actually take this rounds in against a team like X10.
Truly. And right now, I feel like X10 here is trying to really slow down, or to really
Spike
try to
planted.
hold their ground this time, because again, I guess this is like the best scenario. Okay, look at this. Muffin spots out Kami to get there. Blazer's gonna be out. Beautiful tap right. There's gonna be another indeed, and Kami is just really quick on her senses this time around. So again, with only Sheriffs to work with here, I don't think that there's gonna be a lot to be made in this game, so it's expected that Fuma Gaming was able to get the round for themselves. But right now, it's still anybody's game at this point, but Fuma Gaming really thrived their way from a 7-5 now to a 9-8. And Kamyu just really have her aim duos winning for her.
Exactly, and she's really getting those frags in, and exactly like that is what Fuma Gaming needs right now. Specifically, a duelist that can actually clear out sites. And it seems like they have the perfect choice. They have that perfect member of the team as well to do it for them. Muffin, on the other hand, is waiting already on the corner. This is now the waiting game coming in from X10. The passive aggressiveness. They might be aggressive when it comes to those positioning, but on the other hand, they have that trade ready just in case. They know they still have that information that someone might be coming on B main, and this is just gonna be patience, a patient game for the rest of X10.
They have to, because again, they are defender sided here, but the question as well is that Fuma Gaming has their stuffs going on whenever they try to play this diversion plays, wherein they create a certain amount of presence in an area and then just try to play for peaks afterwards. But Muffin here will be starting this once more, taking Meitsu down. That's going to be the paranoia from Generator. Baby TZ, however, will be taking a kill of her own as well. This could be another bounce back coming in from them. That's a beautiful flash as well. And to really end it off,
30
Whiffy will
seconds
be going
left.
for that trade, but only the 89 HP left. And the dream, that's going to be a wandering Baby TZ in the back. Or actually, Polly as well. Misses a few of the gunshots, but I don't think they spot her out. So look at this. Triple peek by the members of X10. They were able to even out the scoreboard once again.
There's just too much happening for the last remaining player of Fuma to actually react to this. But good hold coming in from Polly specifically, making sure that a site wouldn't be taken from the side of Fuma Gaming. Whiffy was able to roam around and sneak out on Heaven, but it's not enough. All of the remaining players or remaining teammates are out already. This is now a timeout from Fuma Gaming. They have to talk it out. The economy is not looking too good here.
Indeed, right now. And quick timeout, as you mentioned here, this is understandable from Fuma, because Fuma already had the capability to catch up to the points. And because X10 is also, but like with each and every round that they win, they do have the capability to bounce back. So I feel like they don't want that to happen this time, and I feel like Fuma also wanted to really get their streak going here. So I feel like they're trying to discuss, I feel like, a way to catch them off guard. So again, attackers here, they haven't tried a very rush B push because of that Astra Killjoy combination. So I feel like they're going to try and take it slow this time here by having a delayed push, or maybe in the likes of baiting out X10 here, just so that they can get more of that manpower.
They can, and they probably need to. This is an eco for Fuma Gaming. Usage of utilities definitely on par with X10, but can they actually do it for this round yet again? The dash rather for Camille is already drained out. The charge, she needs to wait, but with the Marshall, no one is actually hopping out from the side of X10. Look at Ginny just getting that information by just jumping on CT as well. And also, on the other hand, for X10, looking at the mini map, they have so much traps set on A side. This is going to be quite difficult for Fuma to actually take control of.
Truly. And I feel like just a single presence that they would do would really lead them to their demise. But right now, look at this again. The traps are already here. They were denied entry from Amy, but it still chose it anyway. But 2-on-2 for both sides of the team. 3-3 equals the board, but Meitsu with only 12 HP to get here. Now the post plant is going to be happening here. 2 from Heaven. Nicely placed smoke by Iceland over here to get some coverage, but up to what extent Meitsu will be detected. No wall bang here. That's gonna be Hunter's Fury. Muffin, however, will take Meitsu down. Very good way to distract and to lead that diversion play going on.
One enemy
Spots it
remaining.
out at hell. Iceling takes one down and only Whiffy in towards the smoke. It's gonna just. Oh, it's gonna be disappearing soon. But look at this. Whiffy takes four. Was able to get that push. They didn't know that she was in smoke in time for them to take her down. And with that, Fuma Gaming was able to take their 10th point.
2 HP remaining for the last remaining player right here. Hiding inside the smoke that the Jet actually gave off, that Muffin gave off. But Muffin wasn't able to secure the kill. Instead, the clutch happened, and she was also shocked with what happened right there. 10-9, Fuma Gaming, that eco definitely worked out. And on the other hand, X10 is the one team that's gonna be forced. This is why it's so difficult to have that kind of momentum, you know, where it's both the same, almost the same scoreline, and the economy is just dwindling around in a 50-50 motion.
Truly, and beautiful tap coming in from Hakane right there, taking Muffin down. I feel like that was a bit too aggressive for their own sake, but Polly will be taking for the trade as well as a Vandal. But I'm spotting
enemy
on
remaining.
Polly. Lucy as well with kill of her own, taking maybe TZ down from the site. And now because it's definitely free and it's only Ginny being the only member alive here, will be detected by the turret. And missing her shots from here against mates who still gets the job done with only 2 bullets left. You have to still stick your gun out, spots out, but still he takes the peeker's advantage. And just like that, 11-9 here, X10 crit really having a tough fight, closing this one out. And actually, Fuma Gaming was able to really catch up to them.
Oh, the eco round that Fuma Gaming actually won is the deciding factor here, the turning point, the pivotal point of the entire series in case Fuma Gaming wins this second game that we have right here. Because of that eco round, it just caved the opportunity that Fuma Gaming wasn't supposed to have in the first place. And this might be their game to take as well.
You should run.
Instead of X10 actually finishing and closing things off. With the lockdown being set in place by Fuma Gaming, this can get or give an initial reaction for the players of X10 to actually rotate. They're taking mid control as well. That is in terms with the Jet, or which is Camille. And this is already the entry of the players of Fuma Gaming. They have to clear out backside here. It was actually locked down by one player,
One
but
enemy
now
remaining.
in a 4v3, 4v1 situation in just a snap of a finger, everything just dwindled down in the hands of X10. Instead of winning the rounds, instead of winning
Match
those
point.
kills and getting those frags in, it's the other way around. Fuma Gaming on a match point right now.
Truly, and that's going to be a timeout for X10 as well. Not really getting these games or these shots that they wanted to, especially on defender's side. Look at how Fuma was able to really
Enemy
place
remaining.
themselves to corner out the members of X10 one by one, and just like that, they were able to eradicate them out of the previous round. And now, just like that's already match point for them. And again, this is really X10 suddenly being able to be in the brink in here. And for Fuma Gaming, this is also like a shed of light for them to force out the game number 3. So X10 here, really nice call for a timeout, but it could have been a bit earlier here, at least in the 10th round, or in the 10th point rather, of Fuma Gaming, just so that they could have reset, or maybe 11th. But this is quite understandable. I feel like they needed some type of tactic, or they needed some type of break just for these to work.
As of this moment, it's a make or break for the side of X10. They don't have any cushion here to make a mistake, and literally they have to make do of what they have. They don't have much, to be specific, because of the rounds that they lost on the latter part of this game. And whatever happens right now for the side of X10. We are probably going to game 3, and it really depends on how they play out this specific round, knowing that Muffin didn't buy anything, surprisingly. She's really gauging on X10 actually taking this round and making sure they have the operator probably on the next.
Was
Yeah.
able to shut down that drone here, but they do have an idea that Camu is in towards mid, so really taking it slow for the side of X10 here. Setting that crossfire, that's gonna be a flash. Weefy takes one. Ginny for the trade. Kami will be having that aid as well, but Polly will be shutting down Kami as well. Tries to hide in towards smoke, but Iceling knows her location in that trap. It's already a 3v2. Not very much to work on in here. To be placed here, but tries to go down from generator, but Iceling's already prepared for that fight. Baby TV, however, will be taking the Vandal of Iceling. Tries to make things really go far beyond, fakes the defuse. Oh, spots out Hakane in towards A main. Hakane under this bush. She's gonna buy time, but
Attackers
Ritsu
win.
from short takes Baby TZ, and we're going to game number 3.
Good timing when it comes to the opposition, which is Fuma Gaming right there. They had good use and base of utilities when it comes to the final round, specifically with the recon and of course the flash coming in from the Omen. It completely just dominated Polly. And the thing is, Polly was staying on that spot for such a long time already. Rounds and rounds and rounds until Fuma Gaming figure out, you know what? Polly is always on default, so why not let's just mess with her head and throw all these utilities in, and it's just perfect opportunity for them because the box was actually bangable. Well, bangable rather.
Truly. And of course, with that being said, Fuma Gaming was able to really thrive up in the map pick of supposedly X10
Map
crit.
pick
So
first.
so they were able to take out each other's chosen map. And looking at the MVP right here, we do have Polly with 2.1 KDA, 246 ACS, and 19 kills for X10. Whiffy, however, is the one to really get those heads coming in with 21 kills, 267 ACS, and 1.9 KDA. So with that being said, of course, again, this is all going to be possible with the help of her teammates respectively. Camille as well has been very much popping off, but kind of toned down from the later phases of the game, but to which Whiffy and Iceling was able to catch.
Remember, Fuma Gaming is an underdog team here in the Open or in the entirety of the VCT Game Changers. And like I said, you wouldn't notice small things or small details that they actually change up here. But Fuma Gaming was able to actually adjust on the pacing that X10 was setting. If whenever they play fast, X10 has this type of play where they change it up suddenly and Fuma Gaming will get shocked. And Fuma Gaming will actually give the round away. But on the next round after that, X10 seems to not do it again or can't do it again because Fuma Gaming is actually not giving them space. So such good adjustments that Fuma Gaming was bringing to the table was able to get those rounds in and just give them the opportunity to make a round happen and play it out, especially on that equal that they won.
Truly, and here we'll be having the highlights of this game. It's quite of a very mixed together of the respective highlights for both sides of the team really winning out their rounds. But again, Fuma Gaming was able, as you mentioned, they were able to adapt, they were able to adjust to the space, or maybe not space, coming in from X10 crit as well. They were able to make it into a point where it, sure, there are some tactics where in X10 crits strategies are working. They managed to literally turn things around by them trying to sandwich them off and by them just really buying some time if needed be. And Camus, you have to commend her as well because of her aim, being able to shut down those potential flanks, those potential kills as well for the team is also quite popping off. And for the side of the other members as well, they've had the capability to really utilize their double and triple peaks to their extent in winning this game number 2.
And the thing is, X10 Crit, they had the perfect tools. You've seen it one round in the highlights where they just completely demolished the entirety of the team of Fuma Gaming in just one gravity well, and also with the setup from the KJ as well. So there are a lot of things to consider here, but one thing's for sure, there is gonna be game number 3. Right now, this is game number 2, and of course, Fuma Gaming taking that win will take us to game number 3. But before that, we are just gonna go in a very short break. When we come back, Valorant Game Changers Asia Pacific Series here on the Twitch stream, we will be going to the final match of the day. Don't go away, we're gonna be right back. Are we going? Welcome back to VCT Game Changers Asia Pacific Series Open 3. Day number 1. We are still your casters for today. My name is Taylor. With me is Saya. We are finally heading to the last match or last game of the day. And the map, Saya, The map is gonna be Icebox. We're finally seeing it.
We're finally seeing our icebox, the first one of at least this day. And of course, very excited to see how things are going to pan out. These are the VETA map picks, respectively. And this is the deciding map. So again, we do see the respective scores here: 13 to 5 for X10 Crit and 13 to 9 from Fuma Gaming. And now, again, this again, as what Taylor has said, this is the last match of this last series. So this is basically the deciding factor for both sides of our team. Now, I'm not really going to say any much predictions here because in games 1 and 2, both really performed well, and it really came into a conclusion that anything is unexpected at this point. So right now, Icebox, especially with its really new rework happening, especially towards B side and the other areas as well. It's very interesting to see how proficient both of our teams are going to use or specialize this maps in terms of agent selection as well. I don't think that there is going to be much of a shakeups despite the change in terrain or architecture of this specific map. I feel like we're still gonna see the likes of maybe a double duelist, but Sage, Viper. We do see a Sova again, but I feel like a Chamber is also going to pop off in towards this agent selection as well, in towards Icebox, and seeing the percentage of Chamber really being used in this map is really high.
I completely agree. I am actually 100% expecting that one of them will go for a chamber pick instead. And one of the factors here to consider is that it's a long range battle. Chamber has the tour de force. The traps are just perfect for trying people not to flank and for the teams not to flank. And immediately it's an insta lock. Right now, when you go actually on ranked games here, say, you would actually realize that people aren't insta locking Jet nowadays. They're insta locking Chamber.
Yes, agreed. Especially with the latest works of a Jet. Again, it's sometimes it's already in a shaky position, but then again, there are some players that are able to make Jet work despite the odds. And I think one of them is, of course, both Fuma's Cameo and X10 Crit's Muffin, and they're basically not really shaked off at much with the latest nerf that she has, or or the adjustment that she had. Then again, there is the security of the chamber being locked in here, and of course with the likes of Sage and Viper, that really complements well the map in general. So it's pretty sure that these four wouldn't really be gone in towards Asian selection anytime soon. It's always the fifth selected agent
Choose your
that is
agent.
sometimes changed. But for the side of X and Crit, though, they do have something to say here. Instead of actually choosing a chamber, they will be choosing out the KO, which is going to be in the hands of Jenny. So with that being said, that is going to be the conclusion of our agent select, and we're just gonna head on to the game very soon.
I'm actually excited for the Viper mains because they always shine whenever the map is Icebox here. And Polly was able to show us a while ago what she's capable of. And moving forward here in game number 3, knowing that you can have map control, specifically when you know and you have that map alertness for the entirety of your team and for yourself as well, you can definitely make something happen and shine through in a map like this. Aside from that, like we mentioned already, the chamber picks. But other than that, the changes here in Icebox when it comes to the topography of the entirety of the map, not that much. You know, it's fairly easy to adjust in this kind of change that they did in Icebox. And it's been quite a while, I would say, that it happened already. So I'm pretty sure that our teams right here are very much well adjusted. They probably play Valorant 10 hours a day or something and get Icebox 5 times in a row. So I'm sure they know it.
Truly. And here we're going to start the game in a bit, looking at how they're going to equip themselves. 3 ghosts, respectively, 2 classics, but maybe TZ is going to buy armor. So this is interesting. Looking as well as their skills, Mates who will be completely buying her own. Meanwhile, I feel like Baby TZ only has one slow orb, but to work with with that, we're going to start our round 1 now. Quick teleport coming in from Meitsu. From from Whiffy rather. Towards it after the dash flash, but I think goes for the trade. But there's gonna be another for Alyssa, taking her down as well. We'll be placing the walls right here so that the spike will be planted accordingly.
Spike planted.
Seeing how there are utilities of Viper in towards B long, I feel like there is going to be an expected flank here. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be another here.
One enemy
Their
remaining.
shot for both sides, but Ginny is able to secure that 2K. And with that being said, Elisa also takes her down, taking their first point.
Those shoulder peaks that they were doing a while ago wasn't as effective as they think, and clearly X10 was able to capitalize on that, especially with the flash that they had right here on yellow, completely blinding Whiffy. They were able to take yellow in just a quick snap of a finger. They were able to take a 2-to-1 trade as well. And moving forward, they're going to be able to buy those Spectres. But an interesting choice for Polly as she goes for the Bulldog instead. And this can hurt the team of X10 right now. This shorty, imagine spending 150 and getting those ROI in. 150, but I get a kill on Muffin. Not too bad. They're killing that anti-eco for the rest of the team as well. 4 versus 4 for the side of Fuma Gaming. They have to cancel out the push here for X10 before they care about the post-time position. And that is one way, definitely one way to stop the plan. Got it. Whippy was able to take the kill. With a 2-to-1 trade happening, it's now a 3v2 situation. They get the guns as well. This is a big opportunity and a big chance right now for Fuma Gaming to actually win the round and get this eco on their side. Because of that first kill on the shorty, it opened up that momentum for Fuma Gaming, Saya.
Truly, you would basically expect that in terms of the second round, like the person or X10 Crit who won the pistol would definitely get the second, but right now Fuma Gaming was able to really play their cards right, taking advantage of the mispositioning for the side of X10 and really, you know, surrounding them off and taking their guns respectively. Now they're the ones in the bonus round here, and it now forces X10 to really save for the next one. So right now they're going to deny that recon ball towards A. They're basically creating presence at this point, but I want to see how this works out for X10 Crit, because right now Spectres are on the floor here. Ginny, however, will be taking that tap against Akane, taking her down off the map. That's going to be the suppress. Not going to detect anyone though, but seeing as it is this good lead of entry for Muffin, potentially trying to create presence once more. But look at this, they're already slowly trying to rotate here. But the flank though that could have happened from Viper and Chamber, they decided to retract themselves, and you know, with the hopes of them rotating to B. But X10 Crit very much dedicated to really try and plant the spike towards A site.
Still a waiting game for the side of Fuma Gaming right now. They have the guns, they have the tools, utilities as well. But being gunned down by this sheriff, of course, will take a toll on them. Muffin already has that Spectre as well, but it's not enough to get a kill. Instead, they get it. And Fuma Gaming in a 2-2 trade with the nade killing Camille right there and there. 3v2 situation as the wall comes up. Expect that the spike is going to be planted. And here we go as the other team members of X10 trying to get that flat position.
One
This is
enemy
an eco
remaining.
for them. Whiffy to take that 2 kills, but the 1v1 situation, Ginny versus Whiffy, they have the same gun. The pop flash comes in and it just attaches to Whiffy perfectly, getting that kill from Ginny. She opened the entire map, she opened the round, and she closes it as well.
Truly, and Mitsu here, let's just a quick replay, was able to get Muffin down, but all of these really dwindled off as the trades really happened across the board. Whiffy, however, was able to take 2 in the process before being fully taken down by Ginny, and of course the flash really helped in trying to really catch Whiffy off guard here. But then again, you are seeing the prowess of the chamber at this point, to say the
Scanning
least.
ahead.
We do see Whiffy top fragging for her team as well. So the recon ball is going to be destroyed. Not going to detect anyone just yet. But look at all of these utilities that are placed down towards B long. So basically, I feel like they're going to delay some amount of pushes in here. Looks at the corners one by one. Lice, one smoke. One way smoke by Iceling. And let's see how X10 is going to enter here, because they were able to enter this with ease. It just so happens that during the second round from before, they were quite surrounded, so they had to really proceed here with caution.
This is such a big difference seeing a jet play so slow and they have or they're firing up because they can dash and it just dissipates without any action happening at
Be
all.
faster.
Iceling, on the other hand, was able to take kill and Muffin shuts Whiffy down, clearing out the side right now. They
Yeah.
completely take B with 4 remaining
Spike
players, make
planted.
that 3 as Muffin was able to secure yet again a kill on Kitchen, going for another, but of course moving out and trying to pinpoint the other enemies right now. It's still anyone's game with the 3v3 situation. The retake is on its way already. With the recon, is this a recon or the ultimate of Viper was actually used here. Polly securing the kill and using the snake bite to actually delay any defuse. Killing Polly will make way, but is this enough time to actually defuse the spike? Make some space. They're going towards it, and Baby is
enemy
just
remaining.
waiting on the corner,
One
saying
enemy
one.
remaining.
Iceling on the other, securing a kill for herself, but it's not enough time. The push is there. Bit the defuse. No more as X10 takes this round away from Fuma Gaming. Very expensive one even.
Very enough time as well to really prevent that spike from being diffused. And I guess this is the moments we're in. It's not necessarily just about the kills, but more on just buying time. And they were able to do it here, even at the cost of
One
their
enemy
death.
remaining.
But right now, that was actually a nice attempt from Iceland to really utilize that ult. It really worked well for her. But again, I feel like another factor that we should also look at from earlier's game is Polly's toxins. Polly's toxins, she was able to fire it twice towards the spike, hence
Revealing
denying
area.
them for at least taking the spike to a half. So that is also a huge impact for X10 to really get their third point going.
Exactly, and they were playing with the odds of, those sound cues of the top of the spike. But this is actually Fuma Gaming getting those kills in with just pistols. They have that rest, and now they're pushing. Ginny's stuck in a position right now. Instead of getting those kills in, she dies off. 5v2 situation as they take a side completely back again. And the X10, they have to make do what they have right now. They have those vandals, but up to what point? It's still a 5v2 situation here.
Mm-hmm. And here we do see, like, I feel like they are going to just stick together here for the potential crossfire that they both can have. And since again, manpower not really on their side, tries to look at the corners right here.
Blocking
Muffin is
sight.
able to take one down, uses the cloud burst to get a little bit of a
Blocking sight. 30
coverage
seconds
here.
left.
Now it's a 4v2. Spike is going to be planted. Recon, but will detect one. And also destroys that recon bolt as well, just so that it can deny any info. But here, we do check it out. That's going to be Sheriff kill. But Alisa actually takes Hakane down. Looking towards here. Alyssa
enemy
will
remaining.
take one as well. Make it Muffin to cover her up above Raptors. They do know where she is. Mates here. She places the wall,
Can't
but
res
not enough to
yourself.
cover everything, as Muffin takes 3k for their fourth.
Very much doable for the side of X10. Despite the disadvantage of the manpower, they still have that advantage when it comes to the guns. All they have to do is wait for Fuma to push. They waited, and they actually got a disadvantage after that. But Muffin was just
Enemy
able to
remaining.
lurk around with Alyssa and secure those kills that are important for the rest of the team. Specifically, the last kill, especially knowing that the Sage had that had the Vandal, she could have went up against the other players of X10 and made sure that, of course, that the advantage that she has, knowing that she has the gun, she can make do. But it didn't happen. 4-1 is the score, FG is forced to time out right now and talk about what their plan is. The good thing here and the good news is that economy wise, they're pretty good looking coming in here for the next round, Saya.
Simply because they were able to save, to say the least, from the previous one.
Yep.
That's why they do have the capability now to buy upcoming this sixth round. But for the side of X10 Crit, they are pretty doing a hefty job in trying to really control the sites. And of course, since they do have guns previously on that round, I guess this is also good for them to just try and delay the pushes, because I've noticed that they have been very much rushing. It they do For the side of Fuma and Extend, they do have a very different take in terms of their attacking side. So again, a wall is going to be placed here by Matsu. We'll try to bait it out just so that they have that audio cue that, oh, okay, no one's kitchen, or probably walled. But look at this. Look at how they are double or triple peeking this all out. But Matsu will take Ginny down as well in towards spawn, and forces herself to retreat.
Careful.
4v5 now on towards our sites. They are very much invested in middle side, and Baby TZ will go for the res. Now we're back to a 5-man stack. So let's see how things are gonna go here, because look at how Fuma Gaming is located now. They're quite dispersed, so they don't really want to neglect the factors of a potential flank or a potential side take here. So, but I feel like it's gonna be a belong, since they are already creating presence here.
They have that presence. On the other hand, they've seen the presence of Camille here as well with the suppressor knife coming in from the KO. Obviously, they would know that there is someone behind yellow hiding. And this is two players right now playing around on the side of X10. Whippy, on the other hand, securing that 2K, evening things out and flattening things out for Fuma Gaming. Now planting the spike as they only have 12 seconds remaining. If someone kills off the spike planner, it might be a problem. Maybe he pops out, takes some damage in, and heal is coming in. Whippy, on the other hand, is just waiting on the end and trying to get those retrades as much as she can. In a 2v2 situation, Matsu goes down, making this a 2v1, and in the end, it's still X10 creating the damage and creating a solution to the problem into a 5-1 score right now. X10 is paving their way to victory.
Truly, and again, looking at this quick replay that they have, and it's just amazing how they are able to really compete with one another. But then again, there is this level of prowess by X10 Crit to really turn the tides to their favor, even if it's almost leading it to their demise. So right now, 1-5 into our score line. Again, this is another save for the side of Fuma, so I assume this should be a round once more for X10.
Still working for Fuma Gaming. We've seen them time and time again make do of the eco rounds that they have as well. But X10, they completely swarmed on A's side already, completely taking control of it, planting the spike and going for that post-plan position. Polly waiting for any flank that can be possible, and that is Whippy shutting her down, make sure that no one is flanking. And this is now X10. It's just a waiting game for them, knowing that they have the opportunity to kill, they have the guns as well. Fuma Gaming was able to take two down in the grave, but it's still up to Akane to make something happen right here with only a sheriff on her hand and a retake that is waiting for the team to happen. But this is still a problem for Hakane. He cannot find, or she cannot find rather, anyone on site anymore, and she has to die off to get that money back. 6-1, and X10 playing it really clean and smoothly nowadays.
Indeed, this is much more, as you say, a polished version of X10 Crit, really getting their kills right and really taking these peaks with utmost caution. And we notice that whenever there are trades that are happening from Fuma, they are able to reply back. So I feel like they were able to really set their footing once more in here, and they are this time, literally forcing Fuma Gaming to react to whatever they dish out into the table.
Area.
they have control
Deploying drone.
in how Fuma Gaming is reacting to
Blocking
this.
sight.
That's the problem when you have a reactive game style. You're letting
Here.
the other team play out on you, and you just have to wait and see on how you can react. If you are able to take the kill, then lucky you. But if not, then of course X10 is just gonna completely swarm in. Jinny has a good positioning right now. There is someone that will check. Camille was able to take the shot in, but Muffin was ready for the trade, and that immediately happened in just a span of 5 seconds. 4v2 situation. They have to make do and do a retake right now.
One enemy
With,
remaining.
of course, the ultimate of the Viper going down. Hakane yet again left alone, and nothing to do more for
Scanning
the
ahead.
side of X10 as they take this to a 7-1 scoreline, and still very clean.
I do remember from the previous ones that again, if X10 Crit is given the opportunity to bounce back, they are, and they will. And specifically in this map, they do thrive
Enemy
in here, to say the least. But then, right, and I feel like X10 is demonstrating it at the moment. So this is the gun that they have from the previous rounds already. So this is really Fuma Gaming adjusting and juggling whether to buy vandals or buy rifles and buy economy wise as well. So this is looking a bit hard for Fuma Gaming as the round goes. So they do have to secure themselves a win sooner or later. But look at this already. The spike has been planted towards A, conditioning their presence a lot on towards B, that they completely neglected A site for the taking here.
Still a waiting game right now for the following, and Jinny just shuts down Whiffy completely. Iceland on the other hand, she has to take a kill here, but it's not gonna happen. Jinny has that opportunity with Alyssa helping her out to just clean the round, and a flawless round just happened right in front of our eyes right here. 8-1 is the score. X10 just swinging to victory right now as they take this rounds after rounds. The thing is, Saya, when it comes to Icebox, there's always that capability to make a comeback, especially if you go on the attackers as well.
Truly, because again, we did mention it earlier that Icebox, there's a lot of angles to consider, a lot of corners to check as well, and in those corners there you have the capability to really catch the advantageous team off guard.
Here.
And at least for this scenario, X10 Crit is just utilizing those said corners or utilizing those said areas we're in, even though it's like a 2v5 or a 2v3 situation. These skirmishes, they are able to win it out regardless. So here, this is where an interesting delayed push is gonna come in, I think, for X10 Crit, because look, it's already a minute and 10 in towards our clock. They're not yet being that aggressive, so I feel like they're waiting for Fuma to really go into their turf, at least be picked off before they could even commit to a site. But then again, time is ticking. If they place their bets too much at a certain position and doesn't really work out, that could be a problem.
Especially that one player from Fuma is right around the corner. Unfortunately, she wasn't looking at the moment that the X10 actually decided to move forward and push in. This is Muffin now going aggressively on side. The players of X10, they are on the time limit here, like you said, Saya. 26 seconds remaining, and they have to plant a spike, but it seems to be free right now for the rest of the team. And specifically right now for Fuma Gaming, they do have to make a retake and make something happen out of this. Maybe TZ and Muffin getting those free kills. The last two remaining players, they have the operator. They might save this even.
Truly,
Oh,
whoever
no.
will be taken one down from behind. From behind, Polly was able to flank her way there and takes the 9th point. This is a bit similar to the first game that they have.
They also lose the operator, so that is such a big momentum shift right now. Yet again for X10, it's just going all the way to their side, and knowing that the information, obviously the Sage was too busy looking at other spots as well for the other members of X10. She was unable to compensate on the flank that X10 had on the screens a while ago. Yet another round. X10 they're trying to make the gap bigger and bigger. Fuma Gaming, they're forced to make do of one Vandal and four shotguns that they have. And they're playing pretty much aggressive. This is nothing to lose kind of meta and momentum that they have.
Losing the momentum, but right now X10
Scanning
is
ahead.
basically capitalizing on that at this point. So here they managed to
Spike
enter
planted.
B site once again. And again, coming, trying to get this Blade Storm working. That evil Cloudburst, but is detected by the recon bolt. Alyssa shuts her down completely and immediately, as well as Whiffy, who didn't really have much of a choice since he doesn't have weaponry, but
Last
Iceland with
player
the battle
standing.
takes Muffin down from Snowpile, uses the shock dart here to inflict an amount of damage against Hakane. And right now, we do see, ooh, unfortunate turn of events for Fuma as X10
Last
literally
round
gets
in the
their
half.
10th point. Well, that wasn't a kind. That was basically. Oh no! Wait. That was. What was that? From. I didn't actually remember who was that from Yellow. My mind went blur.
Alyssa!
Alyssa, there you go. There you go. Got
Our minds
confused.
go skrrrt.
I know. I also just pressed W earlier. while
Yeah, just
speaking,
press
so-
W in casting and say whatever is happening and then just
Truly.
completely forget what's happening. But anyway, that is such a good shot coming in
Revealing
here from
area.
Will not
Hakane.
kill my allies.
Getting that kill, but yet again, the rest comes in and they are in a pretty safe position to do so. That lurk from Metsu just completely shut down, and X10, they're playing this so safely. No one can actually see them. Camille taking so much damage, but still managed to survive. No heals though, but because Metsu is out of the equation already. So it is a 4v4 situation. They're swarming in on sides here and quickly shutting down the traps of the chamber. I think they have to change up the pacing here for Fuma Gaming, specifically the traps as well, because they quite know where to shoot immediately.
Indeed, pre-aim
Spike
supremacy
down,
at
B.
this point. Camus takes one bait, Polly for the trade into our fallen comrade. And of course, in the flank, Muffin does not regret or neglect anymore, but Iceland will be taking that trade from below tube or under tube. So right now, the spike has been planted. That should be information for the others as well. And with the Iceland wasn't be able to be spotted out, but with a little break of health and the dream, it places that toxins and also that shower, that wall, that toxin wall, replaces the gun immediately. And look at this Hunter's Fury once again. And with all of this fiasco happening, it really paves the way for both Alyssa and Polly to reposition themselves. But look at that. That's what we have to use. Polly will be taking down one. Make it a quad for her as she secures 11
Last
points
player
for
standing.
this
Switching
first
sides.
half.
Wasn't too difficult to actually take that round, and I honestly think during that latter part on the first half as well, they could have, for the side of Fuma Gaming, they could have changed the tactics right here. They could have changed the traps that are being set by the chamber. It was so obvious that the players of X10 Crit knows exactly where the traps are. And this is when you lose that chamber. It's such a good pick and such a good addition to a team. But once it's completely shut down, imagine you put the trademark and all those traps in, but it's not slowing anyone because it's immediately, yeah, you get that information, but there's no surprising factor of a slow anymore that X10 is feeling.
Truly. And again, just like that, X10 was really able to dominate in towards our first half right here, again being into their attackers. There is a slight tendency where whenever the half switches, there is that time where Fuma Gaming can really shine. So I'm interested to see if this is also going to reflect in towards Icebox, or because X10 Crit really dominated the last round and placed themselves in a 2 more rounds remaining before they win, will they be able to also bring the momentum that they had the previous half to this current half that we're about to take? Because I feel like the X10, at least for this best of 3 say, they have quite a slight amount of difficulty in closing out the games or the fights in general. So what do you think?
They can make a lot of things happen, but unfortunately, If you're asking really what I think when it comes to the second half, momentum wise, it's definitely on the side of X10 right here. They are on fire right now, and comparing to that game number 2, where it seems like Fuma Gaming has control, uh, it's a totally different game that they're playing during that time. And I think if Fuma Gaming actually takes control of this specific map, specifically going onwards on our second half, that's the only time that it's quite possible for them to win. Knowing that they are on the attackers as well, they can't wait that much. They have to do something and they have to plan something against X10, knowing that they're pretty good, specifically on a map like Icebox.
Truly. And of course, the patience game that we've been mentioning earlier can be effective, but not to a point wherein you have every day to wait. Again, if you're in the attacker side, the time is quite pressured on your side because you have to secure that post plant situation. And knowing Fuma Gaming, they have the tendency to really do delayed pushes all throughout, especially if it's needed and necessary for them to really thrive. And X10 Crit, again, having this momentum in towards Icebox, I feel like this time they're not really going to give that space anymore against Fuma.
It really depends. If they can still get that comfortability back, the confidence back for the side of Fuma Gaming, it's very much quite possible. But yet again, you hear it time and time from the two casters. This is the most important part of the
Mm-hmm.
game, of the match, the pistol. On the second half, the quick dash in from Camille and completely shut down from Polly. And this is yet another push from Fuma Gaming. They want to take control. Baby TZ is down already. Mate 2 with low HP was able to secure one more kill before
Enemy
she
down.
actually goes on the
I
other
can't use
corner and gets another one. Mitsu getting that 2K opening up
One
things for
enemy
Fuma
remaining.
Gaming, but shut down
Spike
from
down
Shinny.
A.
Pop flash out, and this is a perfect opportunity to hop in and get the kill. X10 sweeped it out with a 12-1
Match
scoreline. Are
point.
we gonna see another 13-1 here, Seiya?
Really depends, but right now, again, pistol rounds, as important as it is, it quite dictates what your performance will be onto the
Enemy
second round. But again, that is situational because earlier in the
Enemy
first
remaining.
pistol,
Spike
Fuma was
A.
able to really swipe away the second round. But is it going to repeat itself twice here? It's going to really depend on how much morale Fuma Gaming has, or the will that they have in them as well. Because again, this is going to be X10 equipped with weapons.
Good shot down for the
Oh.
knife of the KO here. They were able to utilize the skills and utilities that they have as a team. Hakane receiving that, of course, information as well as the
remaining.
heal. This is just a spray and pray kind of positioning, especially with the Viper wall. But Fuma
Spike
Gaming was able
planted.
to win that trade actually and win that skirmish. With a 4v1, it's up to Polly to make do. And this is Polly with 100 HP. You never know what will happen. But on the other hand, Fuma Gaming is playing an anti-eco here. This is the surprise factor that a chamber can bring. And because of that, the information was given away that there is someone on long.
I mean that's actually true because right now look at all of these utilities that are being pointed at her right now. Really transitions to a classic and still gets a kill for herself. But I do feel like she should also look at the flank as well, because look right now we do see Maitsu trying to go in towards the side, but Maitsu secures it with a 3K, denying the 13-1, and now gets their second point.
There is still life. There is another round, another day for Fuma Gaming to actually take control back of the situation. And they have to follow up on so much rounds here, Seiya. It's not a joke to get rounds, 10 rounds consistently. That's very, very difficult, especially in a team against like X10. But it is what it is. There's nothing much you can do but to actually fight it till the end. They have
That's a good
shotguns
start.
here from Whiffy. And
Deploying
quite
drone.
concerning actually. Obviously, they are on the attacker, so they have to push here. They have to make two,
Satisfied.
and Mate 2 was opening it up as they get that 2K in.
And a good way as well to basically
planted.
like take control of the site. So that's going to be a spike planted here. Now that with that confidence, of course, them having the better weaponry other than X10, they do know that they have the capability to thrive.
Last
So right now
player
that's a beautiful
standing.
jump by Weefy, and Judge will be taking down one as well with Hakane, who also double peeked with her. And only knowing that Ginny is there as well as thinking the recon, while Meizu just went in for another 3k and a flawless at that. So it's a 3 to 12 this time.
There you go, just making sure 100% of the information is being taken away from X10 right here. Good intro, or good entry rather, from Meitsu, clearing out the angles for the rest of the team. And this allowed them to push further. In a 12-3 scoreline, anything can happen right now, but what will happen is Fuma Gaming buying the guns that they actually need and want. And I'm not sure if Wiki is still really sticking to the judge pick that they have. This is quite unimaginable and difficult to pull off. Specifically, you're in the attackers.
Indeed. So again, this is X10. Basically having a bit of a struggle in closing off the games, and again giving opportunity to FG to try and give them, you know, a little bit of some signs of life. But this time Muffin, not really neglecting the flank, this time decides to push B long and actually takes down Iceling. Iceling, who's supposed to be the other controller, the smoker here. And Polly with that pixel peek takes W under rafters here. And the recon ball is so essential for Baby TC to go and get that kill. And I think this is it, Eliza, with only 2v5 and they're cornered here. Muffin is also going to dash in forward, knowing that he's only the corner. Mason takes one, not gonna be another, as Polly will be cleaning this up. And it is a 2-1 scoreline.
Defenders win.
Crit closes this battle and really winning their game.
There is that game already. That is the final game in this best of 3 series, and obviously X10 takes the win on that in a 2-1 score. Fuma Gaming, they had a great showing. They came here as the underdogs. They were able to take one map away from X10. That is already such a big deal for this team, and there's just so much room to grow afterwards as well. But it's not yet done for them. They're going to the lower brackets. Remember, this is the upper brackets that we are looking at right here. But moving forward, the performance of X10 was just phenomenal. You can definitely see that they have control. When they have control, it is definitely sure that they are capable of taking the site and taking the kills, because these girls and these women are crack players.
Definitely. And of course, Fuma Gaming really knows the times wherein they have to really be patient or aggressive. But let's look at the scoreboard quickly right here, with X10 Crit getting that 13 and Fuma Gaming with 3 points. Polly being the MVP for X10 with that 2.7 KDA, 291 ACS, 17 kills. And of course, Meitsu as well popped up in the later parts of the game, getting 15 kills, 268 ACS, and 1.5 KDA respectively. The other members, of course, it's already see that they have done their part as well. But for X10 Crit, they were the ones who truly popped up, because if you look at the ACS in general, it's all in the 200s. So it's really safe to say that in terms of group participation, you know, in team participation, they are very much proactive for the side of X10. And of course, looking at the objectives respectively, there is one wherein Fuma Gaming was able to get, which is 26.6% headshot percentage, but the rest is in the hands of X10, getting that 12.3k damage, 10 frag wins, and 3 objective wins respectively.
Exactly. And now that we are looking at X10 Crit, it seems like they are showing signs here, obviously, of having that second map being taken away by them, or from them rather. It definitely shows signs of being mortals here on the stage, and anything can happen right at this moment, at this point in Open 3. And knowing that X10 as a team as well, like we mentioned a while ago, they can take control of everything that can happen when it comes to this map in specific game. Other than that, I would just say that I felt that Fuma Gaming wasn't as comfortable as X10 can be in a map like Icebox. You can see a lot of moments here, where they were catched or caught off guard by the flanks. And it's pure, it went to a mode where it's just pure winning when it comes to engagements. And utility-wise, X10 was able to play them out.
Indeed. But I like this specific highlight where Inmates was able to really capitalize on Nest with the help of her wall as well to conceal her location. Then again, she was able to pop off in the later parts of the game a bit tad too late. But X10 Crit was able to really turn the tides around. And in this final moment, we do see Polly with that pixel peek once again. Recon Vault, really the utilities very much well versed and coordinated by X10 Crit for this final moment. And, you know, really led them to their triumph in towards day one of these upper brackets.
And obviously during that time, the Chamber Whiffy, if I'm not mistaken, was also actually using a judge, you know, and being stuck in the corner on the latter part, or specifically on the last round that we just saw, and being reconned while the players of X10 were swarming in, it's quite inevitable. You have to hop out, or else you're just gonna be gunned down without or actually dying without trying. You know, that's worse basically. But anyway, that was the second series for today here in the mainstream. Looking at the brackets right now, of course, I mentioned a while ago, Saya, that there were sub streams that is available in the FSL page, which is FSL_2 on Twitch, by the way, guys, if you want to check that out on the next following days. But looking at it on the lower bracket first, we have Fuma Gaming waiting for their opponent. It depends on who wins on the match between Big and AE, or Alter Ego Celeste. And we have Orangutan and ARS on the lower bracket as well.
Indeed. And of course, those are basically the journey that we're going to be having here on Open 3, and we've just managed to witness two of them, to say the least. And of course, here, this is going to be the schedule for tomorrow. We will be having the first game, which is Fuma Gaming again versus to be announced to whoever wins on the upper brackets as well, between Big and Alter Ego Celeste. And of course, X10 Crit will be also identifying their opponents from the other brackets respectively. And again, with that being said, that is it for today in our day number 1 terror. I mean, this has been very much exciting and very much close fights for the 4 teams that we had earlier.
Definitely true. Now we are at the end. And of course, yet again, congratulations to X10 for continuing their run in the upper bracket here. More space for Fuma Gaming on the lower as well. And we are bound to find out who's going to win yet again here in the Open in the next following days. So make sure you stay tuned on that. And this, of course, is brought to you by FSL and the Valorant Game Changers Asia Pacific Series. We thank you for today for actually joining us here on the stream. And obviously, for everyone who is at home right now, stay safe, and of course, stay healthy as the pandemic is still here. But anyway, we have to say goodbye right now. Say thank you so much for staying with us. We are your casters for today. My name is Terror. With me is Saya, and this has been Valorant Game Changers Asia Pacific Series. Good night.
One enemy remaining.
With a couple hundred thugs. Funk in the club, funk in the club, with a funk in the club, funk in the club, funk in the club, funk in the club, with a